Well, hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? A happy Monday to you. It is December 30th. How the heck did we already get to the end of 2024? I do not understand. For the life of me, I don't know how we got here because it feels like just yesterday it was me in that picture at Disneyland and or Disney World, not Disneyland, Disney World. And that was 6 months ago now, which is just absurd. I've no idea where the heck time has gone. No clue. But it has been one heck of a year. Absolutely mind blowing year for me. Could not believe what kind of year it's been in so many ways. Not just because of this, but because of things that have happened in just my own life outside of this. It's been an amazing year, and I just wanted to this today. I just wanted to kind of take a look back at everything that we've done in 2024. Kind of take a look at all the different games that we played. Got a couple of surprises that will take us all the way back to 2020. So for those that want to see exactly what it looked like when I was an absolute noob, we'll be able to check that out as well. We will do that very soon. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing here. And if anyone's got any questions, I will definitely be answering those today as well. So this is just going to be kind of we won't be playing anything today. We'll just be kind of looking over everything that we did and reminiscing on the wonderful 2024 that we had. And I hope you had a wonderful one as well. And if there are things that you want to share about the year that you had, I would love to hear about them. Definitely make them known in the chat. And we're just going to have some fun today, just kind of reminiscing and looking back at what a long, strange trip it's been. But enough of me talking. Let's see who all we have in the chat. Knucklehead winning the first chat of the day award, getting the early bird again. Knucklehead, it is great to see you. A happy Monday to you. Frosty Steph was also here. What the heck is this going to be? I hope that explanation did it. And it's great to see you. Claire Flack is here as well. Kimu is here. Can't stick around today, so I want to say hi, good and early. Can't wait to watch this later. Have fun. Hope Rusty sings his greatest hits. I didn't even realize I had a greatest hit. But if I had a hammer, I'd have. There we go. It's great to see you. Knucklehead will have a drone job tomorrow at the end of the year. That is awesome. High five on that. That is great news. Great news for sure. Bill Cooper is here. How you doing, Bill? It is great to see you. Worship Space. Oh yeah, I forgot to say hi to the Wrench crew first. Lady Dragon and Lady Fluffy Dragon and Worship Space. I know their names. I do. I'm good like that. It is great to see you. It is awesome as always to see you. Last day of the year, yeah, you're already in the future. You're already in New Year's Eve. You're like almost to the new year already there. Can't wait to travel down memory lane. Let's see. Oh, my screen jumped, so now I got to go back up here. Lady Fluffy Dragon, what a year and what a ride. Appreciate all of you being here, and I appreciate you being here as well. I really do. David Getty is here. Gang Christie is here as well. Adjan is here. Notification Squad. It is great to see you. Going down the list, Crystal Amber is here. Marcy Farr is also here. How you doing? Happy Monday and almost Happy New Year to all. We are just about there. Eric Setzer, that comforting starting soon music. It's a comforting little ditty, isn't it? I do love that ditty. It is great. Christian is here. Going down the list, see who else we've got here going on down. I think we've got Michael Porters is here. Good to see you. Almost January 1st. You're getting there. Absolutely getting there. Shelly is here. How you doing, Shelly? It is great to see you. Gang Christie is in the future. Ed Vaccaro is here. It is good to see you. Going down the list still. Bree is me is here as well. It is great to see you. Tiffany is here. How you doing? A happy Monday to you. Great to see you. I'm still a noob. Well, nothing will. I mean, that won't ever change. I'll be doing this 10 years and I'll still be a noob. So that's gonna be it. Is the feed from me really dark for anyone else? It's I mean I could change it. Probably I could find a way to change this back to like light mode. So if it's hard to read, let me see. Can I zoom this in a bit? Maybe that'll make it a little bit better. Give it a little bit of a zoom. Maybe that'll help out a bit, hopefully. If we all know the number one is if I had $1 million. That's it. If I had $1 million. As a World of Warcraft player, the words "what a long strange ship it's been" hold a mild amount of PTSD for me, especially as I completed before they patched the achievement to be easier. Oh, I vaguely remember that achievement. Vaguely. Gosh, that goes back a long ways in World of Warcraft. I vaguely remember that one. Brian Piotrowski is here, and Talton Gamer also here. How you doing? A happy Monday to you. And for all the other people that are out there watching, hi. It's great to see you, and I hope you're having a happy Monday. You found my channel with Contractville and have been here ever since. Glad we found this community. Well, I'm glad that you found us going back to the days of Contractville. And yeah, it's hard to believe. Yeah, that was like 6 months ago. Absolutely crazy that it was that long ago. So, one of the things that everyone always asks is, how did I get my start? Where did Rusty Champaign get his start? What did Rusty Champaign do? And when did it all begin? So if you look here, it always says on here that I joined on May 30th, 2020. You've got cans in your ear yelling. Tell cans to shut up. We won't have that problem. Why is cans yelling? I don't understand that. Cans should stop yelling. That's no good. So yeah, we started back in May of 2020 on YouTube. And of course, I've only been around here in this incantation since 2024. But in case you're wondering what the very first thing that I ever put to YouTube looked like, let's take a look at it. You won't find it because it's private, but I figured that you might want to see like the very first thing that was ever done on YouTube by me. This is going to be horrible. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be horrible. It's going to sound awful. It's going to look awful. It's not going to be great. But this was the very first thing I ever had on YouTube for maybe a day. And we can check it out. So here it is. The very, very beginning, the very first thing I ever did on YouTube. Oh gosh, that graphic. That was the graphic that came from Xbox Twitch. So yeah, this will eventually go away. Yeah, in just a bit, this will go away, and we'll get to see the very first thing that I ever did here, and it was a test stream just to see whether or not anything sounded right, looked right, anything. And this was 4+ years ago. Here it is. Okay, this one is primarily just trying to make sure that all right, so that seems to be taking care of that. There we go. So that I'm just messing around with my headphones because I checked my last video and the sounds were still too loud. So even though I had it cranked down to 30% on the Twitch, so now I've got the game sound at 10%, and hopefully that will mean that I can actually hear things a little bit better. There's so much about this that I have to discover. I'm definitely looking forward to all of it, but right now I just want to get a good stream where I could actually hear everything, because right now it all sounds so horribly bad. So this one's not going to be very long. This one's literally just going to be me driving from point A to point B, because I want to see what it's like driving to this guy's house and see what the sounds sound like going from point A to point B. So right now I'm just messing around with the sound levels on my headset, because one seems like it's for my mic and the other one seems like it's for my the one's for input, one's for output. That's what I'm trying to say. That's a professional way of putting it. Okay. Even 4 years ago, words were still hard. Okay. So we're going to just drive down here to the Gables. That's it. And see what we get. Oh, drone mode. God, I can't drive a car. You're going to give me a drone? You serious? You don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that. At least not right now. Okay. Um, so we're gonna close the map, and we're gonna close this. And now I'm gonna check my headphones again. Okay. Turn that down even more. Get out onto the road.
Turn left.
And for all the people that have ever wanted to see me like play a racing game or a driving game and see just how horrible I drive in these games, you're going to get to see that here.
Turn left.
And right out of the gate, it's a matter of
In 200 yards.
getting used
turn
to the
Turn
it's always that first step of getting used to the buttons for shifting the gears and the
In 400 yards.
left paddle for hitting the
Turn
brake,
left.
which I can see why you would do that, but it's just getting used to it.
Turn left. In 200 yards. Turn right. Turn right.
So I should talk some just to make sure that the sound levels are matching up with what I was hoping they were. Oh, that's the one I did there. I got 2 stars. So I'll have to go back at some point and do that one again. And let's try to not run into anybody because I'm going a little bit quick on this stretch and no one else is. So I don't know if they drive in AI mode or what the case is, but I'm driving much quicker than everyone else. But for now, it's just, again, trying to, oh, yeah, that was me. That was definitely me. I will own that one. I did that. That is completely and entirely my fault. So I'm just going to limp right into here. Limp right into the, oh, I've still got to go. I got a long ways. Oh, sorry. I thought I was there, but I'm not. And even 4 years ago, I didn't know where the heck I was going and thought that I was at a destination and wasn't because I didn't read my map back then either. Nothing has changed in 4 years. 2 miles away. So we'll keep driving. Because again, it's clear that I have no idea what I'm doing here. And I'm not going to run into anybody else here. I'm going to try to not run into anybody else here. I'm really going to try. I'm probably going to fail, but I'm going to try. You get used to driving in GT Sport, and then even worse, you get used to driving in GTA Online, which isn't really driving. I mean, let's be serious. I mean, there's GTA physics, and it's not anything like this. And then you come into this, and it's just, yeah, it's a whole different animal. It's really a whole different animal. Getting used to it, um, and I will get better. But for right now, I'm just
In 400 yards.
kind of
Turn left.
working my way through it. But I feel like I'm getting better.
Turn left.
It turned in there nicely.
You have
All right,
arrived
so
at
here's
your
the gables.
destination.
And again, the main purpose of this was really just to check the sound levels. But I made it to the gables. I ran a couple people over. Um, I feel like I got a little bit better. Hopefully the sounds all match up with where I want them to be. So that is it for this one. Again, this is just going to be me checking out the sounds to make sure that the game isn't still overpowering. I know that the mic on this is bad. And that's something I'm going to have to get used to. I'm either going to have to talk louder the entire time, or I'm going to just have to keep on tweaking the video or the sound levels of the game. But it'll get there. So that's it for this one. Just wanted to check out sound levels, see how everything was, and I will see you soon. And that was the beginnings of my streaming career. That was how it all started. And that was in May of 2020. I don't know. I wish it showed a date on that video, but I do not see a date on here as to when that was actually uploaded. So it actually came from Twitch, because at that point in time in 2020, the only thing I had was my Xbox. So I used my Xbox to stream using Twitch because Twitch connects directly to the Xbox. And then I was able to finally figure out how to take that and transfer it over to YouTube. And so I took this one. I don't know why I even did it, because everything that I did, all the stuff that I did back then is lost to time because it was all on Twitch, and Twitch doesn't save anything. So I did a whole bunch of stuff that was on Twitch and then disappeared after a week because that's how Twitch rolls. But for whatever reason, I kept this one. And as you probably noticed in there, I wasn't even Rusty Champagne back then. I was just me. I was just some random dude, and I think my gamer tag on there said something like Rusty L27 whatever whatever whatever. Um, and I still wasn't even the persona at that point in time. But that was about May of 2020. It was all in the COVID black hole. So it was, yeah. That's kind of why I got everything started, was because it was COVID. There wasn't much else going on, and you're probably wondering, well, why Forza Horizon 4? Why'd you pick that? And the reason I picked that was that it was a game that Fail Race played. So if you've never seen Fail Race, then yeah, let me introduce you to Fail Race. I won't go too far with it, but yeah, this is Fail Race. So he does uh, all kinds of racing stuff, whether it be Forza Horizon or Forza Motorsport or BMG Drive or GTA. That's what got me started, was watching him. Because if you watch Fail Race's videos, he never used a face cam, a face cam. He never used a camera. He just primarily did the same kind of thing that I did. He had a little bit of editing, which I didn't have, but he was the inspiration. And he, at that point in time, was playing Forza Horizon 4. And I was hoping, though, it'd be kind of cool if I ever got to be as good as he was. I never did, but he was the reason that I got started with all of it. And I went out and I bought Forza Horizon 4. I bought GTA, played both of those, got some other games along the way, and did a lot of the summer of 2020 was devoted to kind of streaming. And again, all on Twitch. So that was the very first one I did. I do have one more. I won't show the whole thing because it's like 45 minutes long. But like the very first one where it actually kind of had like my persona, which I, for whatever reason, also saved, and I don't know why. And again, not also can't find it because it's also private. So, but here it is. So yeah, we'll kind of go through the first few minutes of this. Again, this was May 30th, 2020. It happened sometime before that, but that's when I uploaded it here. So yeah, and again, we won't go too far through this one. Let me back up. Hey everyone, gonna do a little bit more of a journey here through levels 2 and 3 here today. Continuing on in the world of I am still a bad driver, because I am definitely still a bad driver, but it will get better. Now, had I been thinking about this better, I would have already had this loaded before I started this stream, but I did not. So that is my bad. But we will get into it here. And as you can see, I've finally changed my gamer name since Rusty L27 was. There it is in the bottom left, right? Oh shoot, you can't see it because I'm. Let me move myself. Yeah, there it is. Rusty Champagne was born in May of 2020. The funny thing is, at that point in time, I wasn't even living in Champaign. I was living in Missouri. That was when I was living just outside of St. Louis, eating bad gooey butter cake from Schnucks. But that's how it all got going. Was right there at that point in time. And I spent a lot of 2020, a lot of the summer of 2020 playing games like Forza Horizon 4. That was the one I played the most. I tried doing some other stuff and it didn't work as well. And then life kind of got in the way and it all kind of fell by the wayside about as quickly as it started back then in 2020. It did not last all that long. And Stinger, how you doing? It's great to see you. Christina B is also here. Big Gilroy doing stuff is also here. Trying to see if there was anyone else that I missed here. So not yours. How are you doing? Jimmy Wayne also here. Marilyn also here. I'm sure I said that wrong. Cans yells because cans be cans. That is true, as always. And enjoying all the St. Louis pizza from Emo's and Cecil Whitaker's, um, and wonderful places like that because it's the best pizza in all of the United States, bar none. I will hear nothing of it. Oh, sorry. What was that? Um, so, yeah, that was how everything got started back then. And then years passed and was doing all kinds of other things in life, trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do after that. And then 2024 it came around. And I was watching at that point, I'm trying to think, oh, Matthew, the computer voice.
Gotta keep the tradition going.
Stinger, thank you so much for the $10. I definitely appreciate that. You are a rock star as always. I appreciate it very much. And it is great to see you. It's almost 5 years since 2020. It's ridiculous how long it's been. But yeah, I wasn't doing anything at all with streaming for 4 years, or well, three and a half. No, yeah, three and a half. Yeah, I can do math. Really, I can't. Because yeah, it was about July 2020 that I stopped. Didn't even think about it for the longest time. Then at the beginning of 2024, I started watching some people. I don't even know how the content got into my feed, but one of the big games that was out at that point in time was a game called Beer Factory. And you want to talk about janky games. That was a janky game. That game was like the king of jank. But there was something about it. I'm like, that looks interesting. It'd be kind of cool to maybe try doing something like that. And I wonder how I could do. Now, the only trouble I had at that point in time was the only thing I had my Mac. I did not have a I did not have a PC or a laptop, so I wasn't able to do anything. I wasn't able to play Beer Factory because it was a PC only game, so I couldn't play that one. So I had to figure out what I wanted to play. Keep roasting that pizza. You're heading to Ted Drew's right now. Ted Drew's is great. It's not as good as Emo's or Cecil Whitaker's, but it's I don't know why I keep on having that reaction whenever I say those. It's weird. It's like my throat just gets dry. I'm going to take a drink here. Then maybe I'll take care of it. Let's try that again. Emos and Cecil Whitaker's are great. Nope, still didn't work. I tried though, but yeah, I was watching them playing, and I only had my Mac, so I had to figure out something that I could play on my Mac, and that's when I learned about the wonders of Orbital Potato, who I've also mentioned on this channel. And Orbital Potato does all, I don't know why I'm giving these guys plugs, but I am. So, Orbital Potato, Nima was big on Beer Factory. She was huge on Beer Factory. I think that was like one of the first ones that I watched was Nima playing Beer Factory. But Orbital Potato does all kinds of stuff like best Sims, best factory builders, best city builders, best base builders, best this, best that. And that was when I discovered this weird game. I am a hater. I admit it. I discovered this weird, interesting game called Factory Town Idol that thankfully could be played on a Mac. And I found out about it from this lovely gentleman here, Mr. Orbital Potato, because he did a video on it. And I went out and I picked it up on my Mac, downloaded Steam, bought it. It was whatever it cost. And that was the very first thing that we did on our channel. So if we were to go back here and look at us, hey, it's me. I'm live. I should watch myself. That'd be cool. If we go back here and look, the very first video that we did, I ain't St. Louis pizza is the best, but you're saying Chicago is much, much worse. That is your opinion, and you are entitled to it. And that's all I will say about that. Um, but yeah, the very first video I did was this game called Factory Town Idol. It's funny because this one has like 1,100 views, and I think it's just because it's a bunch of people that are like, "What's the very first thing that Rusty Champagne ever did? I got to see it." And then you go forward um, 9 episodes, and this one has 80 views. That was what the channel was like back then. Of course, I've done things like Eden Crafters that have gotten close to 80 views as well, so that hasn't changed that much. But yeah, the very first game that we ever played was Factory Town Idol. And in case you've never seen this, and again, I'm not going to go through every video I did. So if you're worried that I'm going to do that, I'm not. That's not what I'm going to do. But I also want everyone to see the very first video. And I'm not going to play this entire video either. I'm just going to play like the beginning of it, maybe the first couple, 3 minutes of it. So everyone can see what it looked like. Now you're salty, Steph. A salty, frosty Steph. Does that turn into a snow cone? I don't know what happens with that. I think it just turns into water. If you're salty and frosty, I think it just turned into slush. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this is the very first thing that I did when I started back up in 2024. So if you've seen this before, then you're going to get to see it again. But if you've never seen it before, you're going to hear the very first version of me. Also kind of scary, but it's it's good to go back to where we started. So us take a look and listen to the original version of this. To do is hello everybody. Welcome to Factory Town Idol. My name is Rusty Champagne, and I will be your tour guide on this experience here. This game is available on Steam and is described there as an entire town builder experience packed into a living spreadsheet. And for me, being the huge fan of spreadsheets that I am, this game is pretty much right up my alley. Also, in the description here, it says you can build housing, assign workers, and then craft and sell a huge variety of items to level up your town and expand your civilization across the world. This game came out on Steam back on January 8th of this year. I got it, it was about $5 US, I would say. Right now, the reviews on this game are very positive. I got 90% very positive on 610 reviews, and recent 93% on 204 reviews. So here, let's just dive right into it. So this is what it looks like from the main screen. If we go here to the play button, you have 5 different save areas that you can save. As you can see, I've been playing this game for a decent amount of time. I've got like 10 hours into it so far and have my own city here that I've started. So we'll get a new one started here. And we'll call this Champaign 2 because I'm just that creative. So here we go. Here's our new city. So when you start out, we start out with our. And that was how everything got started. And I'm not going to go too far into that because this gets into long, boring drivel. I don't think anyone wants to listen to me talk about the beginnings of Factory Town Idol. If so, you can always go back and watch it. But yeah, that was a fun little game. I mean, this was it's basically an idle kind of game, kind of sorta. So if you go forward, I mean, you start out only being able to like harvest wood, and then you use that wood to build houses, and then you um, use the houses to get workers, and then you use the workers to be able to get harvester huts so they can harvest the wood for you, so you don't have to do it yourself. And then from there, you can get lumber mills to turn the wood into planks. And then you can get a general store to start selling all the stuff, and it just keeps building upon itself more and more and more. So you just start out. It's the best game. It's one of my most favorite kinds of games. Start out with nothing, turn it into a big sprawling enterprise. And we did. How many episodes of that did we do? it was, I want to say, about 25 when it was all said and done. So if we to go back down to here and if we take a look, we had 25 episodes of Factory Town Idol. It was such a rusty game. It was absolutely, it was my jam. Definitely my jam. And a happy new year to you too, David. I hope you have a wonderful one for sure. You use the workers. I employ the workers. I paid them fairly. They were definitely paid fairly. I know they were paid fairly. They got paid in all the world coins, and they were very happy with what they did. Everyone got paid fairly. I can promise it. I was not into exploitation, at least not then. Maybe no, never, 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 never. I would never do such a thing except on Tuesday. So yeah, we did 25 episodes of that. And the thing that's funny is that those episodes did span the time that we got into Supermarket Simulator, which came a little ways later. So even at the end, the last ones I was doing here were still not getting that many views, even though we were already in the world of Supermarket Simulator. So this was one of those games. I love this game. For most of the time that I played this game, I had maybe 10 subscribers at most. It was not many at all because this was, yeah, this was the very, very, very beginnings of things. You're here for the yearly review to bring back all of your accusations from the last year. there are always plenty of those for sure. I paid the Supermarket Simulator guys like 13 cents an hour. That's all they asked for. I mean, what am I going to do? That's what the union. The union negotiated that. So hey, it's a union job. I can't do anything about it. It's the way it is. I was just paying what the union said. David, how are you doing? It is great to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So yeah, we did 25 episodes of this. And this was the very first game that we ever played. This wonderful little game here called Factory Town Idol. And if we go down to the end, it'd be interesting to hear us at the end of that time and see what we sounded like after 25 episodes. And because you heard what I sounded like at the beginning, but at the end, we do actually start sounding a little bit different. And hello, everybody, and how are you all doing today? It is Rusty Champaign here with you once again, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. We're here once again in the world of Factory Town Idol. It's been a while since we've been here, so I wanted to hop back in and get us back into our magical place here. We are in the Snowland, and so yeah, we had a bunch of scabs working there. We actually, by that point in time, actually, it sounds a lot like the opening that I have now. It took a month and a half to get there, but it was that's we finally got to the point where we had like what I would consider to be a pretty consistent intro because it feels like everybody who does this has a pretty consistent intro. And it took me that long to figure out what my consistent intro was. I had all the scabs. I had Matt, Max, Mark, and Marv, and Fred, Frank, Fritz, and Franz. They were all scabs. Every one of them. Are you going to watch the horrible failure games like Gym Simulator and the game where we couldn't get the boat out of the dock? We're going to talk about them. We're absolutely going to talk about them. They're part of the list of everything for sure. Whether or not we'll watch them, that's a different story. But we'll definitely talk about them, no doubt about it, because it was part of the year. So they will definitely get a mention. So yeah, that was the very first thing. It went again about we played that for about a month, maybe a couple months. And the very first thing we did, and by the time that we were at the end of this, I think I finally got my laptop. I must have, which is why I was able to play Supermarket Simulator. So it was still in the beginnings there where I didn't. And if we go back and take a look at some of the other stuff that we did back then, and not all the things that I did at the very beginning made it into our little first looks playlist. So the first looks were it was kind of a hodgepodge in terms of whether or not anything made it into the first looks or not. Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. Like all of these ones that I did here in the very beginning aren't part of the first looks, but these are all also ones, with the exception of Bee Swarm Simulator. These were all ones that I played because I was able to play them once again on the Xbox, stream it through Twitch, and then upload it over to YouTube. So you will be taking full credit for the gym game, as you should. You absolutely should, for sure. Your beginnings remind me of your first 2 weeks of driving a bus when I had to do announcements. That's kind of how it felt. It really did. I like, especially at the beginning of Factory Town Idol, I had to tell you about everything that was on the Steam screen. It was important to me that you knew about everything that was on the front of the Steam screen. How many people had voted for it, what the rating was on it, how much it cost, every darn thing, because that's the only thing I knew what to do. And I felt like that would be an important thing for people to hear about. Not necessarily, but that's that's what I thought we needed to do. Um, was tell you about all that. So then, yeah, after that, we got into games like Pal World, the game that's gotten itself in all kinds of trouble because it was so close to other games from Nintendo that might go by a different name. SnowRunner was actually one that I had played back in 2020 as well. And again, that's all lost to Twitch. But I knew about this one, SnowRunner, I knew about from my days on back in 2020. It was also another one that Fail Race played back then. And that's why I figured, you know what, that game looks like it's a lot of fun. And I want to give that one a try and see what it's like. The thing that's also interesting is that I think SnowRunner might have been the first one where I actually finally started putting the titles, my little logo on my thumbnails, because like all the stuff I had for Factory Town Idol, no logos on there because I didn't have a design. But when I got into this, it felt like it was a natural thing to put a logo on the thumbnail. So that was pretty quick. Pal World, I don't know if all of Pal World had that. I wish there was a way to go to oldest on this, but there's not. Oh yeah, sort by. No, that's not going to do that. I think. No, that's not. So we'll just go back here. Yeah, Pal World. I don't think. Oh, I did. So it was between the two of them. That's when I finally developed a logo and put a logo on things at that point in time. Yeah, Digimon. It was kind of like that. April 2nd was your first day being a member, and July 11th is your first day as a wrench crew. Wow, man, 8 years, 8 years, 8 months. I can't tell time anymore. It's crazy like that. It's a long, long time. So yeah, Pal World and SnowRunner, Steam World Build. Those were all games that I played on the Xbox and streamed over to YouTube, and was yeah, and so the sound on those was all kind of weird because I was using a different headset for that, and it wasn't as good. But those were all ones at that point I didn't even need a computer for those. And Bee Swarm Simulator, I played 8 years. I know. Terry Cooper, 4 months as a member of the Rusty Champagne Club Team Red. I definitely appreciate that. Here's a 2025. May it be better than 2024. And of course, more Rusty in the fam. I hope so. 2024 was a bang up year, though. If 2025 ends up being better than 2024, then it's going to be one hell of a year because 2024 was pretty darn great, at least for me. I hope it was good for you too. Um, but yeah, those games I didn't even need a computer, so that was great. Bee Swarm Simulator. If you've never played Bee Swarm Simulator, if you've got Roblox, that this is the only game I ever played that was a Roblox game, was Bee Swarm Simulator. And one of my best friends from 30 plus years ago introduced me to that game. And if you have a Roblox account and if you don't have Bee Swarm Simulator, you should definitely check it out. It is a fun little game, another one of those where you start out with nothing and you slowly make everything better and better and better just doing it with little square bees and your little Roblox dude running around gathering pollen to turn into honey to get bees to then help you with your gathering and getting bigger and stronger and stronger and stronger. It is a very, very cute game. So yeah, if you've never played that one, if you have Roblox, you could not hurt yourself by trying that one out for sure. It is a yeah, Bee Swarm Simulator is a it's a fun one. It really is. I haven't played it as much lately just because they added stickers to the game and it made it completely random, but it was it was a good time when I played it for sure. And I remember SteamWorld Build. SteamWorld Build, I'm going to actually do this so I can go into here and look at it from here. SteamWorld Build, this was like the very first video I had where I started getting like triple digit views. Because I like all those ones that all my Factory Town Idol ones that I have there that now show that they have hundreds of views, none of them had that many views back then. None of them at all did. And so I remember when I did this first video for Steam World Build and it got up to 290 views, I'm like, oh, hey, that's cool. I don't know what happened there, but I mean, I remember when this one like broke 100 views and I'm like, ooh, wow, this is neat. This is really cool. And then it went up, and then it ended up at like 290. And I was just like over the moon. And then, of course, we did a second episode of it and it got 41 because that was the way it was back then. That was the way everything was. And then the third one got 162 for whatever reason. But yeah, that was the first one I ever did that I remember all of a sudden my views were like 100 and 200. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is kind of neat." And it was a fun little thing while it lasted. And again, we might have had again maybe still at that point in time 10, 15 subscribers. Not that many to say the least. And then, oh, and then we got our first looks. So before that, in our
What happened with
oops,
this guy,
it's
but
not
we're
what I
just going to
wanted.
leave that for now.
It's not at all what I wanted. I just wanted to look at the playlist. In the playlist, so in the playlist, the very first thing that I put in the playlist, and this happened after Factory Town Idol. So this was like the second game that we ever played was this game called Craftimation 101, which was again a game I could play on the Mac that was a sim style game. It's a cute game, like I said, crafting and programming robots. It was like a game where you did like this cute little program, and you just it was a simulator ish kind of game, and that was the second one I ever did out there. And then News Tower, I think, came out right after that. So all those were right in that neighborhood, and then came the big one right there. There it is. The game that changed the channel, Supermarket Simulator. Absolutely changed the channel. And I do want to see the beginning of this just for the fun of it. Hello, everybody, and how are you all doing today? I am Rusty Champaign, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. We are here with another first look for you. Today, we're doing a first look at a game called Supermarket Simulator, which right now is available on Steam as a demo. This game is due to come out on February 20th, so from the time that I am recording this, it's about 1 week away from being available. Being a fan of big simulator games, I wanted to definitely give this one a look, so we're just gonna hop right into this one. So, welcome to the Supermarket Simulator demo. You can play the beginning of the full game here. Start by purchasing goods to sell and place them onto the shelves. Don't forget to set the prices with a profit to avoid bankruptcy. Well, yeah, we don't want to go bankrupt if we can avoid it. All right, let's have some fun. Let's hop right in here. So, movement, you can just move your mouse around and that'll kind of swirl the camera around. then WASD for our basic movement controls. And now we're going to go here up in the upper left, says for on the tutorial, we're going to order some goods using our computer. So let's go over here and order some goods with our computer. So is that going to be here? Let's see. If we go here or here, yeah, so left mouse button to interact. So that's our cash register. So if we go here, that's our little checkout screen. Oh, here's our computer. Hello. 1 month in, and the derp was already pretty well in existence. We didn't have a derp icon, but it was there. So yeah, I've been that oblivious the entire time. That's just kind of how it how I've always been. Now I know the power of your screams. I absolutely do. I absolutely do. You figured out how to make a playlist by yourself. That is awesome. High five. That is great. Congratulations. That is awesome to hear. I will definitely check it out when I see it. That is great. There's all the derps. You've been here since March 1st, your very first super chat. Wow, 9+ months. Man, oh man. And you're still here. It's great. It's absolutely great. But yeah, this one, as you can see, 3,900 views. This one, 3,944. February 13th, 2024 was when this one came out. And this one, completely on a lark. I'm like, this looks like it to be an interesting game. And it was this one. This is when I made the decision when I was going to actually go out and get my laptop because I'm like, because it was right after Steam World Build and after I had that little bump where we had like couple hundred views. I said, you know what? Let's actually give this a try. Let's see if we can do anything with this at all. Maybe it'll be something good. Maybe it won't. But I mean, the only way to figure out is to give it a whirl. And I said, let's go out. Let's get a decent laptop, get a monitor, and actually see if we can do something better with this, so we can get into some games that we can't just play on the Mac. And then this came around, and it was crazy. There's no getting rid of you. I hope I never get rid of you. I don't ever want you to leave. It wouldn't be the same without you. So no, please don't leave ever, 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 ever. I'm sure there are people that you miss and wish they would come around again, but you've just got me instead. There are people from the past that I do miss. I absolutely miss them. I mean, there are people from the very beginning that I don't really see that much of anymore. I miss Yoda. I don't know what happened to Yoda. And I mean, Yoda was the original wrench, and Yoda was an integral part of getting everything started. Yoda got the Discord going, and I'm not sure what happened with Yoda in terms of things with her life, but she decided she wanted to step away, and I said, obviously, I mean, you do what you need to do, and thank you for everything, and I hope I see you again. And I really haven't seen her, talk to her all that much since then, and I definitely do miss her. She was a huge part of the start of everything. Um, J Dub, I don't see J Dub as much anymore. I know J Dub is just busy like crazy. But J Dub was the next wrench. Well, DeWatt was the second wrench, and then DeWatt got busy doing all kinds of things with esports. And then J Dub came along, and he was a critical part of the crew for a while, and then life took him away. And that's the way it goes. Life brings people along and then takes them away, and it is what it is. But I do miss those people for sure. Well, Stinger was here. So Stinger's not gone. Stinger's still around. Bad Wolf we see every once in a while. Um, but yeah, Bad Wolf is busy doing all of her wonderful Bad Wolf things, continuing to rock out all the good stuff. Um, but yes, they were definitely a lot more active in the past, and nowadays are busy doing other things in life. And again, that's kind of the way it goes. But they are definitely original founding people of the channel, and I do hope that that they do drop by at some point again, because again they were a huge part of it for sure. They got everything started. But yeah, Supermarket Simulator. This was kind of cool because I remember when this one came out. Now I don't know. Let's see. When Supermarket Simulator came out, and it's funny because the second episode of this that I did got almost 10,000 views. The first episode of this that I did got 4,000. I don't have any idea why, but the second one did better than the first one. But I remember when this one came out. So this is mid-February. Susie Lou and I were at J Dub. Absolutely knew what he was doing. He absolutely did, no doubt about it. J Dub was a very, very smart man, and I have a lot to thank for him being around for sure. Insanity Keeper, how are you doing? You've been lurking for quite a while. Chime in here and there when chat is slow. It is great to see you, Insanity. And we love our lurkers. It's great when you're great to have you here, and you can chat anytime you want. If it's slow, if it's fast, it's completely up to you. But it is great to have you here. But I remember when this game came out. Susie Lou and I were out to dinner at this local place. It's this local thing that the University of Illinois does. They have a program that they do every spring where students that are part of this certain class create their own themed restaurant in one of the facilities on campus called Bevere Hall, and they have a room that they call the Spice Box. And every Wednesday and Friday, they have these themed restaurant nights where one of the students that's part of the class. So in the fall, they learn how to do all this stuff, and then in the spring, they actually do the stuff that they learned in the fall. So every week, they have one student that like is the manager of the Spice Box, and they set the menu. They do all the decor. They have the students that help them out as like waiters and bartenders because they make a stiff drink. They have people that work in the back. They have people that work in the front. And so Susie Lou and I were there having a wonderful dinner because they've always been great there. And this thing started taking off like wildfire, and I didn't know how to react. I had no idea how to react. And in one day, we went from 16 subscribers to we or it did by we went from 32 subscribers to 48. We went from 48 to 64. We went from 64 to about 90. We went from 90 to 120, and then it was gone. And that's how it all got started. We went from I don't know how long the time period was, but we went from at one point in time having 29 subscribers to having 1,000 in it felt like no time at all. And then within 8 days, we went from having 1,000 subscribers to 2,000 subscribers, which was just absolutely berserk. And it made no sense to me at all. I do want to pull up one thing here. I'm going to swing it over to the other side because I think I can do this. Yeah. So I want to pull up one thing here, kind of like the history of things. So yeah, if we swing this over here, and if we take this back to the very beginning. So yeah, this was the beginning of Supermarket Simulator right there. February 13th, and we had 29 subscribers, and now we have 7,929. But February 13th, we had 29 subscribers, and and so you could see 32, 48, 64, 85, 102, and then it was just unbelievable. I mean, within a day, we gained 100 and some. And then in another day, we gained 200, and then almost 200 again. And then that day, we gained 230 subscribers. And so in a 2 week period, we went from 29 subscribers, And then 2 weeks later, we had 1,121. And I had no idea how to react. I had no clue at all how to react. Shine on, how are you doing? It is great to see you. So yeah, I had no clue. So Not Yours was part of the 200 crew. I remember you being part of the 200 crew. I absolutely remember you being part of the 200 crew. And I want to say right now, right here, right now, I want to give you So Not Yours a massive, massive, massive thank you because your generosity to the channel absolutely knows no bounds whatsoever. The number of memberships. Oh my gosh, Cancelo.
Happy 2024, Rusty. Awesome to see how fast you've grown this year. 2025 is going to be big for you. Keep up the great work. Smile.
Oh man. Whew. Wasn't expecting that. Canzalone, thank you so much for so many things, including the $100, but that's completely beside the point. And again, I am very, very appreciative of that and cannot begin to thank you enough for that and for so many things. Rusty.exe has stopped working. He absolutely has. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's stupid Streamlabs. But yeah, cancel. Thank you so much for so many things. Um, and if you're still around here and if you're still watching, I would love at some point to do something with you. If at some point there's an opportunity for you and me to be able to get together and work on something, I would absolutely love it. Thank you for everything that you do for the genre. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for noticing. Thank you for so many things. I hope you're doing very well over there on the West Coast. And like I said, if you ever make your way to Central Illinois, let me know. I can show you around town. Oh man. Okay. Well, that was a shock. Wow. Oh man. Holy cow. So where was I? I don't even know. Oh, let's see. Other people that have showed up here. Cammy K, how are you doing? Nammy M, how you doing? Is there anyone that I missed? I'm sorry if there are other people that showed up and I missed them. Oh man, oof. So yeah, I it's been it was a crazy time. I mean, like you can see right there from in a matter of not even a month, we went from 29 subscribers, and then within a month's time, we had 2,454, and that's a blessing and a curse. It's So Not Yours. Thank you so much for the 8 months. Can't be overdone. And again, your generosity knows no bounds, and that was what I was saying before. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for the channel in terms of memberships that you've donated, because it's been way too many. And I definitely appreciate it more than you know. And Shine On, thank you for 8 months as well. Good people attract good people. Thank you for being you, Mr. Rusty. I definitely appreciate that. That is very, very nice. I really appreciate that. Um, So Not Yours, stop it.
Says hi to me, lol.
Why do you do that? So Not Yours. Why? Why do you do that? Thank you so much for the $200. Why do you do that? Why? I get you've done so much for the channel. I just it's amazing. Um, If you had money, you would stuff it down my shirt, but I don't have money right now. That's fine. I'm not expecting anyone to do that. I'm really not. Oh man. Ah, thank you again. You've donated more and more than enough. Yeah, there needs to be a special "So Not Yours" wing for everything you've done. There really does. Um, but yeah, it's it's interesting because going from people definitely making it rain, going from having 13 subscribers to then in a month having 2,500. Like I said before, it's a blessing and it's a curse because you're thinking, holy cow, this is going to go crazy. And, and it gives you a weird expectation. It gives you a really weird expectation. And again, being in it a month, you have no clue what to expect. You have no clue what's real. You have no clue what's not real. You're just trying to figure it all out, and it gives you an expectation that doesn't actually carry on. You wish that it would, but it doesn't. That it would be nice if it did. Louis, how you doing? Since February, watching the Supermarket Simulator streams and look at this, Louis, it's great having you here. I'm glad you've been watching since way back when. I really am. It is great having you here. And life stuff, how you doing? It is great to see you. Let's not forget one ding, one swing, and plopping heaters. Yes, we will never forget those. So, so yeah, going from that, and then we kind of go forward, and if we kind of take a look, let's see where I now I've got a million windows open. This is how it's like for me at work. We end up with so many different windows open. So if we do I have the first looks up here? I might. This might have been first looks. Yeah, this was first looks. Right about here. Can't even remember when you found your channel, but been loving it ever since. Well, I'm glad that you found it. I really am. And thank you for being a part of it for sure. Doing good. Just crazy to think it's been a year. I know. I have no idea where the heck time's gone. I have no clue. No clue at all. So yeah, then we get from there. We got into games like Synergy. I really liked Synergy. Synergy was it was like a little bit of a civilization builder. It had a really wonderful art style. It unfortunately is one of those games that just it does not do that well on the channel. It's for whatever reason, Civ builders, games like that. Yeah, I know, right? With So Not Yours and that crazy dollar amount there. Um, it was a fun time, but it's just unfortunately people people don't like watching it. I guess I don't know why. You have a question. I'm sure everyone is wondering. We are all waiting to hear it. We are all waiting to hear it. So let me know. I am dying to hear your question. So yeah, games like Synergy, Train Valley World. That was another like little. I can't remember if that was a demo or not, but this was one that I played because I was a fan of games like Railway Empire, and this was not like that really. It was more of a simplistic. Yeah, that was a demo, and it was more of a simplistic kind of game. And as you can see, nothing. It was not a good thing at all. Um, and I don't remember if it actually ever came out in reality or not. You have the one question on anyone's mind. When did Lights start? Lights started. I wish I knew exactly when it happened. I can't remember the first time that there was lights, but it was during Supermarket Simulator. It was definitely during Supermarket Simulator. I just wish I knew exactly when it occurred then. But like if we go in here and maybe let's go to like we'll go to like episode 3 and we'll see if we're doing it by this point in time.
Those
Get them purchased, get them in here. I'm sure there are other and we're making a good so we can get it's there you go. Those are back, and now we're good there. So we can go over here, get our bills paid, close that up. Management, pay your bills, sir. There we go. Bills are paid. $50. Oh man, get a new section and the rent goes up. Imagine that. You have more space and they charge you more in rent. How crazy of an idea is that? Okay, so that's good. Get one more spotlight. So yeah, back then, even then, when they go into the trash bin, that's the only thing I can figure. Dollars as well. Faster, I should need some dishwasher tablets. So we're gonna get flour, and so that's those three. Get those purchased. Oh, dark already. Lights. There it is. All right. It was somewhere around there. Throw these in. And the chocolate bars. I don't remember when it became consistent. The flour, and we can just walk this in because it's the last thing we got. But it was somewhere around there. It definitely came with Supermarket Simulator. And it was at least it was as early as episode 3 of Supermarket Simulator. So we've been saying lights for a long time. It's kind of grown as time goes on, but it's been a thing for that long. It's yeah. And again, completely by accident. It kind of evolved. I want to say it evolved because at the beginning I think it just said like let's turn on the lights and it wasn't anything big and now it's like garish and over the top. So yeah, it is definitely kind of expanded as time has gone on. And I don't know at what point it became absolutely positively consistent where every time I hit a light switch I went lights, but it goes back somewhere in that neighborhood. I would say back then. Found me when you were doing the renovations to the game with the balls of blue and stuff inside of them in the mine. Oh, Center Station. Yeah, which came not long after this. With every light switch, lights go stronger. What's more important? What's more important to me in the same game, lights or the grid snap? Oh man, that's a good question. It might be grid snap, followed very, very closely by lights, but it might be grid snap. I do love a good grid snap. You know, I love a good grid snap. So I would say that is probably it. I'm going to go with grid snap first. Lights was Robert's first word. That is very, very funny that was your first word. Performances by Ethan Boudreau. How are you doing? It is great to see you. Knucklehead, the first time you hit the like button was in Real Estate Simulator. Oh my gosh. Man. Yeah. Like I said, it's close. I mean, because games where you need a grid snap, I love a grid snap because I like getting everything nice and orderly. But yeah, so if it's a game where it was both grid snap and lights, I gotta give grid snap a little bit of a nudge. It's just barely ahead. It wins by a nose because games where I don't have grid snap just bug me. I mean, I love lights. I mean, and really, if it has both of them, it's an instant win, no doubt about it. You use Dink when you go mining. It's good. Good old Dink. I think Bad Wolf is like the originator of Dink. I think she started gentle dinking, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, Real Estate, the game where I was a homeless guy and I was building tents to sell to other homeless people. It was, so not yours has a naughty corner too. There we go. Definitely worth it for sure. No snapping on TCG shopping when it came in with such a game. It is having. I mean, especially in that game where the things where they snap together. That is really perfect. Yeah, she did say dink. That's what I thought. Yeah, Bad Wolf gets the credit on that because she originated the gentle dinking. That was definitely her. So yeah, going forward in time, we had a few games in here. Car Manufacturer, this was another interesting game that the actual thing came out and I didn't get to playing it because it was kind of interesting, but didn't it felt like it was like a little bit too much for me, so didn't go too far with it. I mean, it's a fun looking game. Fail Races played this one, and then my recycling center. This was another big one that it was one of the ones that, like, after Supermarket Simulator, after that started to slow down a bit and became more and more saturated, my recycling center became like the next big one that I played. That was a new game. Um, and we had definitely had a lot of fun with this one. Lexi, how are you doing? It is great to see you. And we did a number of episodes of this one. What a weird game for me to love so much, but I do. It was really fun. And the only thing that kept us from doing any more than that was at some point they had an update for that game. And you can see this was a huge one, 3,700. The only thing that kept me from playing it anymore is they had an update and it wiped out my save file. And so I didn't want to start everything back over again from the beginning. And so I just never played it anymore after that. That was the last that I did with it. Was after that update came out, whatever update it was where it wiped out my save file. That was the last one that I did. And if we go here, whoop, it's yeah. And if we kind of take a look down here, yeah, my recycling center. We did 10 episodes on that one. That was like one of the next big ones that we did after Supermarket Simulator was my recycling center. And then we had like a news tower. So we had the demo that we played originally, and then that was the full game itself. We did a couple episodes of that. Hairdresser Simulator, that was the weird game where we had the weird Roombas and all the people with the really janky hair. That game was weird. That game was really weird. But yeah, we did a few episodes of that. I just remember the people with such this strange hair, and you came in and you had to do like all the curling and the all the drying. It was just such a strange thing for sure. I believe Taxi Life helped with my driving skills. It would. I don't know about that. I don't know at all. That was Taxi Life was that was one of the first games that I got that was a more expensive title, because that one when it came out it was like $30, and I figured that one might be pretty cool, and it wasn't as good as I had hoped it would be. And a lot of the game was like it was like driving and trying to follow the traffic laws, and that was okay, but it didn't make for good content. It really didn't. I mean, especially if you're trying to drive orderly, it was. I mean, it's kind of dull trying to drive orderly and stream driving orderly. That's not the most fun thing in the world. But that was the first one that I bought. That was like it was like a $30 game, and yeah, I mean, we did a few episodes of it. We did 5 episodes, and it did pretty good. It just didn't grab me too long. Was the main thing about it. Beach Club Simulator. Yeah, that was that was another weird one. This is the era here where me and Cans were kind of doing stuff together well, not together. He was doing his thing, I was doing mine, but we were both kind of doing these at the same time. Just I mean, I noticed that he was doing these. I think he noticed that I was doing these. That was kind of the beginnings of 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 that at that point in time. You found lots of games to play between me and Cans. That is good. Heaven knows we've had enough that we've played for sure. We've had a lot. Kebab Chefs and House Flipper 2. These were interesting ones because especially House Flipper 2. I really liked House Flipper 2. The thing that had made me wonder about House Flipper 2 was the fact that that game had been around for a while. So it was not a new game by any means. And I would love to go back and play more of it. And I may do that on my own because it was a lot of fun. But again, it was an established game, so it did. I mean, the first couple episodes did all right. And I had a lot of fun, but it was again being an older game. It wasn't one that was that got as much. There wasn't as much traction on it. I think just because it was an older game. It was a fun one though. I really enjoyed that one, especially for an older game. Kebab Chefs was kind of a similar deal because that game had come out prior to me even starting to stream. And this is one that I know I watched a lot of Nima playing this game. She definitely played a heck of a lot of this one. And I know Inside the Gamer played some of this one as well. Another one that I love following and I love watching. Really, really good guy. And this one was it felt like there was too much that you had to do at the beginning of the day to then get into the day. It suffered a bit from Supermarket Simulator early version of the game itis, where you had way too much downtime, just basically doing stuff, and then flip the switch. A lot of things happened, and then you turn the switch off, and then you had to go into the next day, spend a whole bunch of time doing stuff. Flip the switch. A lot of things happen real fast. So there was a lot of things that you did, a lot of prep work for not a lot of reward. And that was my main issue that I had with Kebab Chefs. Now again, if you're playing that on your own, cool. But it felt like there was just way too much downtime to then actually get into something. And that was the biggest issue I had with that one. I mean, it was fun, but I didn't like all the prep you had to do for what felt like less than 5 minutes of a day in the game, and then 20 plus minutes of prep. And you kept on going like that. Bad Wolf, how are you doing? Fragrance, how are you doing? It is great to see both of you. Fragrance, you are in the future. Bad Wolf, you are not. It is great seeing both of you. How are you both doing as we continue on through the retrospective here? So yeah, those were interesting ones. And then yeah, Beach Club Simulator, that was a janky McJank fest of a game. Where we constantly beat people up in that game because they were asking for it. That was a kind of a flash in the pan kind of game. They didn't do too much in terms of upgrading that game or making it any better, but it was a fun one. Bad Wolf is 1 hour in the future, not completely in the future, but an hour in the future. So at 11 p.m., she will officially be in the future from me. But right now, we're both in the present. She's just a little bit further ahead in the present. But yeah, Beach Club Sim. What a game that was. That thing was interesting. Tidal Wave, I got all of one video out of it, and then if I remember right, the game crashed on me, and I never went back to it. I was I really like Gas Station Simulator, was not as big of a fan of Tidal Wave. Didn't like the mechanic where you had to constantly go and feed the volcano. Wasn't a fan of it. It didn't do much for me. It felt like it took away from what made Gas Station Simulator. Um, and so, yeah, we didn't do too much more with that than that one. Um, but I love Gas Station Simulator. I just was not a big fan of Tidal Wave for sure. Mark Ostrowski, how are you doing? It is great to see you. I also cannot wait for Bad Wolf's new content. That's going to be very, very cool to see. Got a brand new venture getting ready to start doing horror documentaries. That'll be really good. And that was horror, in case I didn't say it properly. It's horror documentaries. And that should be a lot of fun. Aquarist, it's funny because the people who make Aquatic Store Simulator also made Aquarist. So those games look almost identical to each other. And again, Aquarius, a neat game, but didn't really kind of. I couldn't. I didn't do too much with it because it just didn't really grasp me all that much. Um, and then we get into the wonderful world of cozy games where cozy games don't do that well. This was, or no, of Life and Land. I feel like that was, or that might have been like a cozy city builder, and I enjoyed that. But again, cozy games. There's so many things with cozy games out there, and unfortunately, people don't think of Rusty Champagne as a cozy gamer or a planet kind of guy, because like Eden Crafters, games like that, Foundry, Satisfactory, games like that. It just they just people are just not fans. It seems like they are just not fans. And then Countryside Life. What a weird little fun game that was. That one was something. I had no expectations for that game at all. I can be whatever I want. Riley, how you doing? It is great to see you. Oh yeah, I play a little bit of everything for sure, no doubt about it. And trust me, there's nothing that I play that I don't like just because I think it's going to get me the views. I would never do that. I would never play a game that I don't like if I just because I thought it was going to get me numbers. No, I would never do that. So if it's like, oh my God, this game sucks, but I'm getting 10,000 views. Well, if that happened every video, I'd be like cheering like crazy. But no, I would never play a game that I don't like just because it was doing good on the channel. Never, 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 never. That would not be my thing. Um, but at the same time, there are games that I do like, and I do. Yeah, there does come a point in time where if a game just is not doing well at all, I will move on from it just because there's that balance. There's got to be that sweet spot in there where you got to find the happy medium like that. That's the happy medium, That's the official happy medium sign right about there. Oh, the Crack Shack, the Filthy Truck. Love it when I play cozy games. Yeah, I mean I love cozy games. It's just like I said, I just wish they did better. I really, really do. Can't wait to see what 2025 brings to this channel. This man was my inspiration to start your gaming channel. I'm I'm flattered. I remember when you first mentioned that, and I was absolutely flattered by it. It absolutely. Like I said, I'm completely humbled to think that there are people that could possibly be using me as an inspiration for anything. Because I just it's like I got my start from Rusty Champagne. What do you mean you got your start from Rusty Champagne? That's nuts. I mean, come on, it's me. I'm a dork sitting here in front of a computer and I'm talking about it. And people are and that can serve as an inspiration. I like I said, I'm just absolutely humbled that such a thing could be possible. I would never have thought such a thing could be possible. But it's awesome that it does happen for sure. And Bergdus, how are you doing? It is great to see you. I hope you are doing well as well. Oh man, yeah, this game. Yeah, this is one that me and Bad Wolf both played, and I think both had a lot of fun with. I remember the early Bad Wolf videos of this one. They were a lot of fun. This, William, how you doing? Dorks can definitely be inspiring for sure. Nerds rule. This game was the inspiration for Pivot. Pivot. This was where Pivot started. It's actually, even if we take a look on the channel here, if we go here, hey, look at that. I'm live. I should watch myself. Oh, I already made that joke. If we go here, and hey, look at that. There's that Bad Wolf person again who clipped that and put that here. But we got it. So pivot, pivot, pivot. That's my bad David Schwimmer impersonation. I'm gonna drop that right there. Ugh. But we got that was where Pivot started. Right about there. Jordan Clark, how you doing? It is great to see you. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, that's where it came from. I absolutely stole that from Friends. No doubt about it. I stole that from Friends. Pivot. No doubt about it. That was a complete theft of David Schwimmer. Right there. Not even gonna try and say that I did anything original with that. That was completely from there. Pivot for sure. Yep, that was where it came from. Oh, playlists. Let's go back to that. Let's take a look at some other things because somewhere in there, it's interesting that I'm not seeing Center Station in here. Oh, there it is. Right after that, there it is. The Monster. One of my top 5 playlists in terms of views. Center Station Simulator, right there. This crazy game that is Bad Wolf's favorite game of all time. She nominated it 25 times for Game of the Year. I know she did. I saw her put the nominations in the ballot box. It's her favorite game. She will tell you otherwise. She's lying. It's personally her favorite game. I know this. This game was, yeah, we still go with this one. I cannot get enough of this crazy game, Center Station Simulator. Come on, Bad Wolf. You know it's your favorite. Come on. Teabagging the foundries. I mean, hey, no one does it like you. You know it. You absolutely know it. So I mean, hey, who else can teabag a foundry the way that you do? So don't you cannot deny it for sure. This game was the reason you found me. Center Station Simulator, yeah, the Mad Lab, man. The Mad Lab, the Rusty card. It certainly makes her very emotional. Oh yeah, that's a word. That's a word. You have not watched any of my Center Station videos. Wow, that's amazing because we got like 35 plus. I mean, 24 of these 60 videos are my advent calendars. But yeah, man, what a game. You got to teabag and make it work faster. Everybody knows that. That's the only way anything works faster. You just give it a little teabag and it's going to work faster. We can always remember that. If you've not seen early Bad Wolf Play Center Station Simulator videos, you should definitely check them out for sure. You're not convinced that Center Station Simulator is not a practical joke. I don't think so. That developer, he is very into that game. He really is. That is like his pride and joy. Nightmare Phoenix. That's his big thing for sure. You owe that game a lot. You wouldn't have found these amazing communities without Center Station. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad that it came out then, because I mean you're a big portion of the channel as well. You definitely are. Where's my bucket? Where did my bucket go? I remember that. Where's my bucket? Ah, and then good old Planet Crafter. Oh, Planet Crafter. Lots of fun between me and Bad Wolf on that game. So many jokes. So many jokes about rods and plopping heaters. So many jokes. So many laughs that if you listen to her streams, there are a lot more laughs than if you listen to mine. Yes. It's a giant rod fest, and Bad Wolf immediately is dead. That will go on forever. Plopping heaters and doing things with rods. It was it was great. Without me, no Bad Wolf, and without Bad Wolf, you would not have tried. I am so glad that you again have tried because you're rocking it out. So not yours. Just keep on doing the good stuff for sure. Remember when we had to work for that? Oh man, yeah. It's so much fun in that. That was yeah. I wish. Oh, let's see if I. Yeah, again, I wish I could look it up on Bad Wolves. Let's actually do that. We're gonna take a little detour here. Let's go here. So Bad Wolf, if you haven't subscribed to Bad Wolf, do it. Here's her channel. Let's do Planet Crafter. Let's hear a little bit of Bad Wolf dying at Planet Crafter. It's got to be in here somewhere. Two derps. Is it this one? Maybe this is. Oh no, that's the. Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe this is it. It's probably queued up right to it.
God.
Yes,
Who
it was.
argues with rods? Isn't that a scene from White Chicks?
Let's see. Was it?
Okay.
Okay.
I've got to find it
Need to
now.
mine that much faster?
No, we don't. We really,
didn't think
truly
so.
don't.
No. I would really like other things in my blueprints.
They would be nice.
We've got to
Okay.
find this.
No, I'm never sure about anything. Don't ever ask me if I'm sure.
What does corn say when it gets a compliment?
I didn't
Because-
know.
Oh man, I wish I could find it.
Now we have an
Scary
extra
that I know
escape
that.
hatch. It is. Well, you
I
know,
know.
Oh
The jokes
man.
are still kind of happening
Oh wait,
here. And
is it
so,
there?
let's see. David Getty, how you doing? Good to see you over there in Minnesota.
Oh, that's the channel. Okay.
Naria, congratulations on
let's
the
see.
membership to Rusty.
Steve
That's
Silent's
fantastic.
final joke for the
and
night.
also,
Why couldn't the
hello,
sailor learn the
everybody, and
alphabet?
welcome to the stream. So
Oh
glad
man,
you're
I
all
wish I could
here.
remember where that was. Oh
What happens with
gosh.
the bag?
Ah man, that's a bummer. I wish I remember exactly where it happened. I feel like it was in this neighborhood here, but maybe it's not. Yeah.
No, a big old pain in the booty.
Yes,
Who
it was.
argues with rods? Isn't that a scene from White Chicks? Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Hydration break
Okay.
really quick.
There you go.
Yeah. Gosh, but so many jokes. So many jokes. I will have to see if I can find that. I thought that someone would have clipped that on her end, but unfortunately, I don't think it got clipped. Oh, that was a good time. Lots of fun with that one. What does Corin say when he gets a compliment? Oh, I missed it. Do some research and reconvene the stream tomorrow. I will definitely have to find that for sure. Want to know what you're going to miss about 2024 and what you're hoping for in 2025? Huh? What am I going to miss about 2024? That's a good question. Lady Fluffy Dragon is in the future. Happy New Year's Eve to you. You made it. What am I going to miss about 2024? Huh. I don't know because I don't feel like there's anything that we had in 2024 that isn't going to carry over into 2025. So in that regard, I don't feel like there's something that was like unique to 2024 that I'm not going to have again once we get into the new year. What am I hoping for in 2025? Just to keep on having all kinds of fun in YouTube and in life in general. Because it was, like I said, it was a hell of a year in both regards. I mean, in my personal life, so many good things happened. In my YouTube life, things happened that I would have never imagined, including stuff that's happened in this stream. It's been a hell of a year, and I hope that everything that I had this year carries over into next year, for sure. I really, really do. Countryside Life is how you stumbled onto my channel. That is great. Axel, how you doing? It is great to see you. Oh, so not yours. Oh, you got to go to work. I'm sorry to hear that. The good news is, like I said, there's always the VOD, so you'll be able to catch up with everything on the VOD. So that's, but it was great seeing you. I hope work goes okay for you tonight, for sure. Fragrance is 5.5 hours into New Year's Eve. Yeah, because you're in that weird time zone that's a half hour different from us on top of however many hours. That's kind of interesting how that one works, for sure. And it's New Year's Eve for Bergdus Sour Patch Kids. Sour Patch Kid, how you doing? Do not, I repeat, do not make your face leak. Happy and merry. Sour Patch, it is great seeing you. It is great seeing you. I hope you're doing well. I really, really do. Oh, man. Kind of going forward, this was an interesting time in here just because at this point in time, we're at the end of everything with Supermarket Simulator. So Supermarket Simulator had kind of was running its course a lot, and the game was getting slower and slower, and we were looking for other things to play. Miami Hotel Sim, that was a demo that we played. It was a kind of an interesting game, kind of janky. Played I think the demo of it. I don't know if that game ever actually came out, but it was an interesting demo. Food Truck Simulator was another one of those interesting experiments where it was a game that actually one of my dear friends, a girl at drinking a game, had played this one on the Xbox and was kind of the inspiration for me to play it because I saw her play it on the Xbox and I said, you know what, that looks like it's a pretty interesting game. Again, a few years old and didn't really have any expectations of anything in terms of it doing anything on the channel. And it actually, for whatever reason, was pretty popular in the beginning and would not have ever guessed that it would have been. But I really enjoyed that one. It got to the point where we got to the free roam and there wasn't too much else to do. So kind of ran through the story in a hurry. But I wanted to try it out because one of the big things that people had said was that playing it on the Xbox versus playing it on the PC was a completely different experience. And that's correct. It is absolutely correct because the nightmare that is the Xbox is not the same as what you have on the PC. But I really enjoyed that one. That's the same people that make Gas Station Simulator. And that's probably why I liked it because I really like those guys. Drago Entertainment. I like the stuff that they do for sure. And then from there, oh yeah, and then here's where I finally broke down and finally said, I'm not going to play Supermarket Simulator anymore unless I have mods in the game. And then we ended up with the new Supermarket Simulator stream right here, the modded Supermarket Simulator stream or playlist that we've had going since then. And we've now got like 25 episodes of that and are still going on. Let's see. In 2025, I should try Dinkum. I really need to try Dinkum. I really do. I've had so many people that have said I need to follow, that I need to try Dinkum. I will probably go ahead in 2025 and try Dinkum. So, all you guys got to promise me that you're going to come and watch me play Dinkum. Because Dinkum is one of those cozy games that I know that a handful of people will watch. So you got to all promise me that you're going to come by, and if I play Dinkum, you're going to watch me play Dinkum, and you're going to keep watching me play Dinkum, and you're not going to give up on me playing Dinkum. So if I play it, I've gotta have I want everyone to just promise me that you're gonna watch and keep watching because I've got a feeling that it's going to be yeah I mean it'll be fun. I hope people are going to watch it. That's the big thing. The day Rusty broke into the mods, so proud. Did you learn editing at this point too? I at that point I may have. I'm trying to remember at what point I started using DaVinci. As you can see down here on my little on my oh you can't see it on my screen, but on my screen I've got the little DaVinci Resolve icon on there. You can't see that though. But yeah, I think at that point I finally started to learn how to do editing. I hate editing, which is why I don't edit anything. If I do any editing, it's the lightest of edits that there could possibly be, and not too much more than that. You will come and see what Dinkum is. If you don't like it, then you don't like it, and that's perfectly good. That's all anyone can ask for. Is if you don't like it, then you don't like it, and no one can force you to like it, nor would anyone even try, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, we've had what like 64 bona fide episodes of Supermarket Simulator in our lifetimes. The thing that's crazy, it's like a better Animal Crossing. Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces about it, but not that much. So yeah, I will give that a try. I promise I will give it a try. Um, but yeah, 64 episodes of Supermarket Simulator. And the thing I find crazy is that some people have started Supermarket Simulator over again. And I'm sitting there thinking, could I possibly even do that again? And there's a part of me that just says, no, I just can't. I started it once without mods, played it through to like level 75. I started it again with mods, played it again until level 75. And I'm sitting there thinking, can I possibly play it again and start over? And I'm just sitting there thinking, no, I can't do it. it's like we've done it once, we've done it twice. Yeah, they've had new updates, and we've covered all the updates. We've covered it as part of this playlist here. Like if we look at this playlist here, all the updates are in here. So like the most recent episode here, we have some cleaning to do that has the most recent update in it. So the only thing I could possibly think would be like starting it over with all of the updates and none of the mods. I don't know, but it feels like it'd be the same thing again. I don't know. I find that crazy. Yeah, I don't think I need to start over again. Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see it. All the old school people showing up like it's yeah, and I noticed Cans had started again. I noticed that he did. I think Inside a Gamer started over again. I feel like someone else started over again, and it just it again it blows my mind. But if it's working, cool. But I just can't see doing it. I really can't. I always do like 5 to 6 days of it and then abandon the game. I I get it. I feel like I would do it. I feel like I get into it and then I just would not want to keep doing it. And that's the only reason that I just can't. Because it's like, yeah, I've done this and I've done it. I haven't finished the game yet. I got to finish the game before I restart it. And I don't even know if I'm ever going to finish the game. Bad Wolf can't with Supermarket. I totally get it. Because you played that game like crazy with all the mods, for sure. Be crazy like you're in Restart Center Station again. That would be madness. Restarting Center Station. Words are hard. Center Station Simulator. I almost said something else that was not the word simulator and had a T in it. And yeah, I could not even imagine starting that thing over from scratch. I just couldn't. That would be nuts. That would be absolutely bonkers starting that game completely over again. Just could not see it. And then kind of going forward from there, Pet Shop Simulator, that was a fun little prologue. Never played the regular game. Interesting game. The money in that game was very weird. The employees in that game were very weird. But yeah, didn't do too much of it after that. Yeah, that is not that game, Sour Patch Kid. It's absolutely not. All the words are hard today. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve to all of you that are in the future. I hope that you have a wonderful final day before we get into 2025. I really do. Big ambitions. That is like inside a gamer's game right there. He is a huge player of that game. He has all kinds of good content on that. I tried it. I liked it, but again, it was an older game, and it's a fun game, but not one that I would keep on streaming because it just is. It's been around for a while, and I like it, but not that much. So that's kind of where that one goes. Farm Manager World, that was interesting because the very first episode of this game had like 16,000 views, and I think that they were all like 3 seconds long. So I got to a point where, I mean, I think like the average view time of this is, so this is like a 49-minute video, and the average view time on this video might be like 6 minutes, which is really low. Really low. And for whatever reason, YouTube kept on showing it to everybody, and people would turn it on and immediately turned it off. But for whatever reason, that got 16,000 views. I have no idea why, because no one ever watched it. They turned it on. And they're like, what am I watching? Click. So this was like the complete sugar high in terms of view numbers. It was like just a complete sugar rush. Cool concept, but we didn't go too terribly far with it on that one. Let's see. You're over Supermarket Simulator. You Pet Shop. What? Yeah, it was interesting for sure. Happy 25. It's been a treat to be a part of this community. You are epic as well. You are definitely epic as well, Sour Patch. Sour Patch, you were the one who always kept me straight on what day it was in Supermarket Simulator. I always forget what day it is because you're not there to help me out on what day it was. You were my official day keeper in there. And Worship Space has taken over the mantle But yeah, you're the one who always let me know what day it was in supermarket. So that was and I missed that. Come back. Oh man. Started with 9 people in March. Yeah, it's been a ride. It's been a ride. We need a new series supermarket by the founder. I don't know. I don't know. Um, Denizen, man, Denizen. That was a weird one. It was like a life sim kind of game. I got a little bit into that and then didn't get too much further, primarily because I could never figure out where the heck Austin was in that game because I'm a derp. So didn't really get that far with that one. Foundry, one of those games. I really like those kind of games, and no one wants to watch it. Nobody wants to watch that. Oh, but it's an interesting game. It's not my favorite in the genre, but yeah, it's just no one wants to watch that one for whatever reason. I just don't know why. So, um, yeah, but yeah, I've got other games. I mean, I think I might like Satisfactory a little bit more. These games, they're just they're a bit rigid. So I occasionally play that every once in a while on my own, but not, and then I stop playing it. But yeah, it's one of those things. Farm Together 2, that was a cool little game. The only trouble with Farm Together 2 was the fact that it was the equivalent of an idle game because you had quests that advanced in real time. So you'd get to the point where you do something and then you'd have to wait an hour for the quest to finish up and then do something else. So you can't really stream it like that unless you're going to constantly do like 3 hour streams of it and you're doing an hour of nothing, which isn't really all that fun. So that's one of those games. It's almost like a mobile game. You play it, you do all your stuff, you set it down, you come back 2 hours later, you play it, you do all your stuff, you set it down, you come back 2 hours later, you play it, and so on and so on and so on. I did play Farm Together too with Bad Wolf. We did do an episode of that. That is one of the ones in my playlist, I do believe, is the one that we did it. Steam, that is at full release. Oh my goodness.
I bought half the games you played this year and spent a good 10 or more hours in each, so owe you a commission.
JKF3, you absolutely do not. But thank you so much for the $20. I appreciate that very, very much. I'm sorry that I hurt your wallet like that. Um, but I hope that you enjoyed the games that you played. And again, I thank you so much for your generosity. I really, really do. Shy Guy, have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you very much for stopping by and for being part of this. I definitely appreciate it. It was great having you. Um, and then, yeah, oh, here we go. Echoes of the Plum Grove. I wasn't too much of a fan of that game. That game was just so, yeah, it's so rigid in terms of, I mean, you had to constantly be fighting for food in that game all the time and just did not have a fun time with that one. Really did not. And it was a cozy game. So it was like, and again, I like cozy, but that was a not cozy. Um, and then good old internet cafe and supermarket simulator. For every ding, there shall be a swing. And Steph did a lot of dinging in that one. That was a very interesting game for sure. Ian Craig, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate that. And because of your generosity, William, Kristen Blood, Zombie81, Wayne Wise, and Ariam Zeos are members of or returning members to the Rusty Champagne Club. And again, I really appreciate your generosity there. Sour Patch Kid, welcome back. Team Silver, it was great having you back again. Thank you again for supporting the channel as long as you have. I really, really do. And a high five to you. Yeah, every ding gets a swing. Oh, such a weird game. And Bad Wolf, oh my gosh, here they all come. We'll have that. We'll have Matthew, the computer voice, reading that out. But again, thank you so much for your generosity and all the generosity you've shown to the channel over the 11 plus months. I really do appreciate that. And we'll wait. I think that we'll have that one coming up here in a second. Because I see that Ariam Zeos is a member, And Matthew, the computer voice, should be warming it up, or maybe not. Maybe it'll be next, and then we will have it. So we're just going to wait a little bit longer for that one to show up, just a little bit. And there it is.
Thank you for being my inspiration and for your support. Can't wait to see where 2025 brings you. Less than 3.
And Bad Wolf, a less than 3 to you as well. Thank you for everything, and yeah, for all your generosity and all that you've done. And definitely a massive shout out to the epic Blue Wrenches of Worship Space, Lady Fluffy Dragon, and the Blue Wrenches that are no longer with the Wrench crew, but will always be a part of the Wrench crew in our hearts, always. Yoda, DeWatt, J-Dub, always will have a special place here at Rusty Champagne for everything that they did in the beginning to try and get things rolling. Again, if anyone ever sees Yoda or J-Dub or DeWatt, definitely let them know that I say hello and that I miss them and that I hope that they are doing well. Definitely for sure. If you turn quiet all of a sudden, you fell asleep being 1:30 a.m. Yeah, Jan, go to sleep. Have a wonderful night. But thank you for being here. I mean, if you're going to continue to lurk, that is awesome. But yeah, go to bed. Just go to bed. It's fine. It's okay. You can do it. It'll be fine. If anyone would ding a lot, I'd imagine it'd be dinging Steph. Steph was definitely the ding and the swing for sure. And then, yeah, Satisfactory, Ships at Sea. Oh gosh, yeah, Ships at Sea. Played one full episode of that game and then started a stream of it and said, done. Did that was it. Not going to do anything anymore with that one. That one was brutal. Yoda went back to using the Force. Yeah, that one was brutal. Yeah, with her bunnies. Yeah, she loved those bunnies, man. She was doing, yeah, she loved those bunnies. Yeah, Ships at Sea. Oof. Ugh. Man, oh man. And then right about here, Cafe Owner Simulator, Chocolate Factory Prologue. That was right about the time that we got to the end of May, the beginning of June. And that was what led to the picture that is right there on the front of here. So yeah, this picture came from the beginning of June when me and Susie Lou got married. Right about there. And we went to Disney and we had that lovely picture of the back of my head that it was hilarious because the wonderful person that we had at Disney, I think her name was Julia Hartlob. I'm almost positive that was her name because she also had a YouTube channel and we talked about it for like a minute or two. That was the day that we were at Disney World at the Magic Kingdom and she was taking all these wonderful pictures of us and the question was brought up of whether or not they could take the picture of our shirt and she said, "Well, we can't officially take a picture of your shirt because we can't like take pictures that would be advertising something. But if you just happen to look at the castle and your shirt just happens to be in the picture, then, there's nothing we can do about that." And that's where we got that picture. And that was the beginning of June. Yes. That was, I can't dox her. She's on YouTube. I am not doxing her. She's out there. That's actually her channel name. So no, that's not doxing. I mean that was her name. You can find her channel out there. I'm almost positive that's her name. Big into books, from what I recall. And then from there, Contractville. And to this day, my most viewed video, for reasons that I'm not quite sure why, the first look of Contractville, 33,000 views. of that one video, and it's still kind of moving right along to this day. And it's amazing because this is like the fun thing. Like if you go here to let's see, do I have one that's that? Like if we go here, I'm personally really proud of this. If you go out here and if you type in contract bill, this is cool. The first thing that comes up on all of YouTube is that. That's really darn cool to know that you can have something. If someone goes out and they search Contractville and you're the first thing that they see, that's pretty darn slick. I'm really proud of that. And I mean, you got big names on here. You got Dre, you got Mr. Jolly Roger, you got Let's Game It Out, you've got 58 Studios, you got more Dre. Renovate should be in here somewhere because Renovate did a hell of a job with this game. Renovate, another great channel if you've not seen it. But yeah, that is so cool. Got tabs on tabs. Remember when I couldn't tab or multi-window? I know, man. We've grown so much. We really have. But yeah, this is my number one playlist with a bullet. 65,000 views of this playlist alone. It's amazing. Really, this is like the magnum opus. This one right here. Oh, Wheelie Life, how you doing? It is great seeing you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. What did I think of Big Ambitious? I liked it. I really liked that one. It was a fun game. It's a challenging one to play as a streaming game because it kind of meanders a bit, but I enjoyed it. It was yeah. I'd probably go back and play some more on my own at some point in time. But as you can see, we played so many darn games this year. Everybody leave and go watch Contractville real quick, and then come right back. The 3-floor cake, yeah, the Neapolitan house, yeah, the 3-floor house right here. If we look there, I think we've actually got a picture of it. Yep, there it is, the Neapolitan house. Ivan's 3-story house build, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, the Neapolitan house. And if we went back into my game, we'd still see it in that very spot. I love that house. It was a pain in the ass to build. It took, sorry for my little bit of profanity there. It took 3 live streams to build that darn thing. And yeah, well, we finally finished it. And yeah, we had one episode where Inside a Gamer showed up and we talked with him for a while. That was pretty cool. Really, really liked that. That was a kind of a neat thing. But that was the first one that I played when I got back from Disney. More profanity, please. No. Yeah, that was the first one that we played when we got back from Disney, and was really really happy. It was a real. I mean, that was a fun time. Really enjoyed that game. Wish that they would have more going on with it, but I mean, every game kind of hits a point where it kind of runs its course, and that's kind of where we were with that one. Um. Oh shoot. I think yeah, I messed that up. This was my one that had all of my playlists on it. Oops. All right, let's go back to here again and take a look. So yeah, at that point we're at like June, and we'll kind of whip through here a little bit faster now. Farmers Dynasty 2, I'm looking forward to that one. Like, yes, my ears. I am looking forward to when that game comes out. Claire, have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you very much for stopping by, and we will see you again soon. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to when Farmers Dynasty 2 comes out. That was a fun game. That one's coming out in January 2025. I do believe that's one of my more anticipated games of the new year. Aska, I like that one. That one was kind of a departure for me because it was a kind of like a civilization builder with a bit of combat. And I tried it and it was fun, but it doesn't really work as well with the other stuff on the channel. So that's why we didn't go too much further with it. That was another one that had an episode that a bunch of people watched for like 3 seconds and then stopped watching. Um, Grocery store simulator, huge one. This is the Austin Plays game right here. This is totally the Austin Plays game, but really enjoyed this one. Was a real good time. Jamie Madrigal Lopez, City Harvest Garden was very buggy. I wanted to play it after watching you play it, but it seemed like it wasn't done at all. How you doing? And it is a demo. I don't know if you saw the second episode of it. If you did, the second episode is better. So they did make a change. So if all you watched was the first look, definitely watch the second episode and maybe think about it again. And again, right now it's just a demo, so you can go out and buy it for nothing. Um, and if you at that point you still don't like it, hey, cool. But it definitely, if all you've seen is the first episode, go back and check out the second one because it has changed for sure. Watched every video of that in Center Station. Got both games and haven't looked back since. 40K away from your bunker. Wow, that's amazing. Marcy Farr, have a wonderful night off to dinner. Thank you for being so amazing and great inspiration. Hey, again, it is absolutely my pleasure. Keep on doing all the awesome stuff. And thank you for being part of the community because you are a huge part of it as well. And have a wonderful dinner for sure. Marcy has a few episodes of Grocery Store Simulator on the channel. I've got to check those out for sure. Definitely put a link to that channel out there, Worship. Definitely put a link to that one out there because that's another one that people should definitely check out. Clothing Store Simulator, that was kind of an interesting one. This is where we started getting into all kinds of games that were about clothes. Clothing Store Simulator, Factory Outlet Simulator, Retail Company Simulator, all games about clothes. This became the close portion of the streaming time. Candy and Toy Store Simulator. This was the same guy. Marcy Farr does have a channel, and we'll have the link to it here very soon. Candy and Toy Store Simulator. This was the same people that made Countryside Life, and they've got a new game coming out in the beginning of 2025. Don't know what it is, but that one will be coming out here pretty soon. I'm actually going to click on that one myself to make sure I have it up there. Another tab. Look at me with all the tabs. I got it. DJ Big Scully Gaming and Music. How you doing? It is great to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So this one, I really enjoyed this one. This is another one that they did some stuff with it, and then it was a cute game that they updated for a while, and then it was kind of in its final product place. Definitely had fun with this one. I like I think this is like a 2-person team that puts these games out. So it was definitely a fun time, and I'm looking forward to what these guys do next, for sure. And then TCG Card Shop Simulator. Oh my gosh, this game was all the rage. You found me through Austin. Oh, that's awesome. Austin's a good guy. I watched some of Austin plays the stuff. He's doing good, man. He's got like 5,600 subscribers. He is rocking it out. He does a lot of shorter content. So if you like stuff that's not an hour and is maybe closer to a half hour, definitely check out Austin Plays because he does a lot of good content. He's like one of the channels that he's in the top 50 of the top 15 people that watch me. They also watch these other people. Austin Plays is constantly in my top 15. So I know there are a lot of people that watch Austin Plays that also watch here. Good stuff. You should definitely check him out. Definitely check him out because he's got all kinds of good content there for sure. They made Countryside Life and then left that one to die. Yeah, not gonna lie with you there. Not gonna lie. That's kind of what happened. It kind of is. And the concern would be that the new game they'll end up doing the same thing. But if it's cheap, I'll probably try it anyway. So you stopped playing Supermarket Simulator after the first major update because you had to redo all my mods. Yeah. If you got a lot of mods, I can see that. I can see where that would be an issue for sure when it comes to that. He is awesome. Yeah, I've got to check out one of his lives. I really got to get into one of his lives. I really do. You follow me out on your own, but don't know this name when I was searching. Think it just popped up on your feed. That's awesome. It's awesome that I ever end up popping up on anybody's feed. It's crazy to think that Rusty Champagne pops up on people's feed. Again, in January, I would have never thought that I'd be popping up on anybody's feed for anything, and here we are, and it's crazy to think that that's actually such a thing. It really is. Fragrance, have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad everything is going good with all your school. I hope everything goes great with your dissertation. Um, and I appreciate all the kind words. I really do appreciate them for sure. But yeah, TCG Card Shop. What the that game was such a rage, and then everybody was playing it. It's just boom, and then it's everywhere. Oh, that game, I did enjoy that game. All the Tree of Destiny with that game. That was so much fun. Supermarket Together. I, to be honest with you, it's a supermarket together. Words are hard. You absolutely cannot go wrong because the game is free. It is $0.00 on Steam, so you cannot go wrong with a game that is free. For a free game, it's a great free game. But I just can't get into it all that much. I don't even know why, but for some reason I just can't get into it. But it's a free game, and it's a game that you can play with all your friends. So if you like games that you can get for nothing and you can play with your friends and you can run a grocery store, you can't go wrong with it. But for whatever reason, I can't get into it more than I do. But yeah, that's definitely a good one if you're into free stuff for sure. You ended up finding this channel through a recommended video on your feed. Can't even remember which one. Just nice and chill, and I came back for more. That is awesome. I do try to keep it nice and chill. I really, really do. I don't have the over the top personality of a whole bunch of other people, probably because I'm way too old for that stuff. But for me, it was always just trying to be an extension of me. And that's kind of who I am, just kind of chill for the most part. And so I'm glad that you are now our resident dad joke person for sure. That's another name I miss, Steve Silent. Steve Silent used to be our resident dad joke person, and then I think life took him away too. But yeah, I miss Steve. He had all of the dad jokes and was good for a dad joke in every live stream. And I think life just kind of carried him off a different direction. So yeah, it's Steve Silent. I remember him. Motel Manager Simulator, the game where I was trying to climb up on top of the roof, and that was another clip that I got when I finally made it up on top of the roof. A neat little concept of a game, for sure. Yeah, Steve Silent, man. Whatever happened to Steve Silent? Star Trucker, or as I would call it, Ships at Sea in Space. Another game that's interesting, but is just slow, very, very slow. Um, that's the big problem with that game. It's just so slow. Everything in that game is slow. Um, Tech Store Simulator. Oh my gosh, that game is definitely one of the more janky games that we ever played. Oof, so much jank, especially in the demo or the very first episode of that game. Wow, the jank was strong with that one. Oof, that was definitely up there as one of the jankiest games we ever played. And it gave us a joke about Willie, the drunk who blows up buildings. What a weird game. So weird. So weird. Willie. Good old Willie, man. Oh gosh. What a crazy one that was. Tech store with all the profanity. Yeah. In the before they toned it all down. Yeah. Like before they did the update, when everyone walked like this, no one walked in a straight line, and they did dipsy doos, and they couldn't figure out how to path anything. And yeah, all the creepy little kids that came in and like, hey, can I have your number? It's like, get away from me, you little creeper kid. Yeah, that was so strange. Gym manager, that one's in my first looks because all I did was the very first one of that. Gym manager, where are you? Yeah, Steph, we will always have Steph to thank for Gym Manager Prologue. Oh my gosh. This Gym Manager Prologue was by far and away the jankiest game I played in 2024. Nothing comes close to Gym Manager Prologue for the jankiest game of 2024. That game gives jank a whole new meaning. Oh my gosh. That was just wow. Holy smokes. Yeah. And the most appropriate thing about that game, that was the P1. The most appropriate thing about that game is that 40 minutes into it, the game crashed. And that was about the best thing I could say about that. Was that 43 minutes in, it crashed. It was oof. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. That was something. Um Ale and Tail Tavern. This is one of like a series of games like Tavern Simulator, Ale and Tail Tavern. A lot of games that kind of fall into the same kind of genre and are kind of like clones of each other. That was another one that was like that. It was so fucking jank. So so much jank. Wow. Capital JANK. Jank. That game. It's the perfect end to that premiere. It absolutely was for sure. Arctic Motel Simulator, another game about running a motel, except this time it's in the Arctic, where it wasn't really all that Arctic. Um, Another neat concept of a game, a little bit up there on the Jankometer. Auto Sale Life, that was another one of those. It's kind of like a life sim kind of game. Kind of interesting. Recycling Center Simulator. This was the big one that came out and became my new recycling jam after my recycling center. I'm looking forward. I think that they've got some new stuff coming up for this game in 2025. I am looking forward to that new content that they're going to have for this game in 2025. Really enjoy this one. This is like one of my favorite games. You had to go hunting. Yeah, that's right. You had to shoot animals in Arctic Motel Simulator. What a crazy game that was. Um, but yeah, Recycling Center Simulator. I'm definitely looking forward to the new content that they're going to have in that game in 2025 because I think that you got some stuff planned for it early in that one for sure. Yeah, we only had five. Believe it or not, I think they were all like live streams, and that's why there's only five. Yeah, every one of these was a live stream, so we had close to 15 hours of content in there, but in 5 episodes because I never played this as an episode. I always played this as a live, and I think that's why it is. Worst game is Pharmacist Store Simulator. I think I never played that one, so I can't offer an opinion. But I feel like I've seen a couple people play it, and yeah, it was janky. From what I saw, I remember it being kind of janky for sure. Going down the list, Fast Food Simulator Prologue. I love Fast Food Simulator. The only trouble with that one is that it gets to be a lot when you're playing on your own. And yeah, I could definitely play that with other people. Um, just haven't yet. I like the game. It's really hard to play as one person, and it gets super stressful playing as one person. And life's too short to be stressed in your games, for sure. Oh, I love how Auto Sale Life was. What if we did a car sale sim, but also made a GTA? It was kind of like that. The box smashing game. Oh, which one was that? Was that Storage Hunter, or was that I think you're talking about Storage Hunter? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. It's time for me to do even more laundry. Have a wonderful New Year's, and I can't wait to see you all in 2025. Thank you so much for that, Bad Wolf. And again, I am totally looking forward to what you do. I know you're going to rock it. I know you're going to make it happen. You've had a wonderful, wonderful 2024. I'm sad to leave. I'm sad to see you leaving gaming, but I know it's because you're following your passion, and that's the most important part. Like I always say, love what you do what you love. You're absolutely doing that. You're going to kill it, and I can't wait to see it happen. And have a wonderful time with your laundry. And we'll see you on the other side. And do mine too while you're at. No, 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 no. I do my own laundry. I always do my own laundry. Storage Hunter Simulator, too much grind in that game. When the next question you come to that game is get everything up to level 50. It's like, nah, don't have time for that. Just don't have time. Cool concept. It's just it got samey, and yeah, just too grindy. Just way too grindy for that. I'm not crying. Someone repaired painter's tape. That is the game they gave us. Repaired painter's tape. Someone peeled some onions. Bad Wolf. That's what it was. Someone just peeled and chopped an onion the wrong way, and that's what's going on. That's exactly what it is. So, Toy Shop Simulator. That's another one I'm looking forward to when it comes out. I think that's coming out in early 2025. That was another demo. Could be pretty fun. Eden Crafters. I love Eden Crafters, and this is the Eden Crafters was the one that I said I'm going to play this all the way through to the end, even if no one watches, and nobody did, and I played it through to the end anyway because I loved this game. This game was if Planet Crafter and Satisfactory had a baby and was a very chill baby. That was Eden Crafters. All hail drone. All hail drone. I love this game. Nobody watches me play it, but I love this game. That's this is the game that I look at and I'm like, you know what? I am playing this. I don't care if nobody watches it. I'm going to go ahead and play it, and I'm going to show everyone it. And I did, and I'm very, very proud of it. Very, very proud of it. I love that game. It's such fun, and I want to see the new. I want to see the new planet. One of these days, I will play the new planet. The only thing that worries me is that the new planet's probably like the old planet, except with resources just shifted around. So even like the second planet got to be a little bit same as the first planet, and so once you've seen the first planet, you've kind of seen what all the other planets are going to play like. But man, I really, really like that. You watch me play it, even though nobody else does. You were one of the handful of people that did watch me play it, and I appreciate that. I definitely do. Oh, the new planet is quite different. Okay, well I will definitely check it out. I will make sure to give it a look for sure. Tiny House Sim, also known as the slimmed down version of House Flipper with tiny houses. Laundromat Simulator. This game was a lot of fun. It was a bit janky, and you kind of ran out of things to do in a hurry in that game. And Tokyo was a nightmare. The city of Tokyo, I'm sure, is a wonderful place. In Laundromat Simulator, Tokyo was an absolute nightmare, and nobody knew how to be clean. And London was huge, and it didn't make any sense to me that London was that huge. I did not get it, but it was a pretty fun one. Drive Through Miami, another janky title. A lot of jank in that one. But just another we got a big food theme going on in a lot of these games. Fast Food Simulator, Drive Through Miami. I had another one, Drive Through Simulator. Um, yeah, all in the world of food genre things. Sounds like me when I watch my son's gameplay when he plays something I don't like. I will have to check out the new planet for sure. We'll have to do it. Aquatic Store Simulator, made by the same people who made Aquarist. So this is if you had Aquarist and turned it into a store. And I think that in Aquarist they did kind of the same thing but the opposite direction. So it's like the two games kind of smashed into each other. So this is the game where I killed Lady Fluffy Dragon, and she's still in the bin, and I'm still sorry, and I will be eternally sorry for killing Fluffy. I did not mean to kill Fluffy. I got there, I thought, just in time. It did not happen. Fluffy died. I did not mean for Fluffy to die. I did not mean it, and it will haunt me. It haunts my dreams. I have a hard time sleeping because all I see is Fluffy in the bin, and it's my fault. Interesting game though. Vending machine simulator. Another one that's it's kind of got a bit of jank to it. I'm not gonna lie, it's got a lot of jank to it. If Let's Game It Out does a video about the game, you know it's got some jank there. And Josh definitely got his hands on this one. This is the game where people will walk into your car and die. You literally can have your car parked on the sidewalk and they'll walk into it just and die. It's a thing. Um, Farming Simulator 25. This was the game I was looking forward to the most. I really, really was. I was very happy to do a 6 hour episode of that to start it out. I I loved Farming Simulator 22 and I like Farming Simulator 25. I think the issue that the people have with Farming Simulator 25 is that it's not Farming Simulator 22. And this game feels like it is getting knocked a lot. Sour Patch Kid, thank you so much for being here. Um, have a wonderful night at work, and I definitely hope we see you again soon. I really, really do. Yeah, Farming Simulator 25 feels like it's just a game that a lot of people are not fans of, and as a result, it's getting smashed left, right, and center. It does not feel like anyone is doing anything that is nearly what it was with FS22. FS25 seems like it's a pretty big disappointment for a lot of people, which is a shame. I had a lot of high hopes, and I'll definitely come back and play it at times. But yeah, it just feels like it's just I enjoy it, I really do. But it just feels like a lot of people are like, man, this is not what FS22 was, and that's kind of trouble. Ryan M, you just picked up Contractville a little bit ago and found your videos. Thanks for that. Well, my pleasure, Ryan M, and I am glad you're here. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I really hope you enjoy Contractville. There's a lot of fun in that game. There really, really is. And I'm glad that I could have been the inspiration for the purchase, for sure. Hydroponics farm and store simulator. That's the first one I played where we have like chapters, where everything goes in chapters, which is a cool concept, and I do have to go back and finish it. I do like it. I mean, it's a mm, if I hate saying that it feels a bit samey because every game gets to be a bit samey, but there's yeah, I'll definitely have to come back and finish that one for sure. Luma Island again, another cozy one. Do love the cozy. Beth Jezo Simulator. Ran out of things to do in that game in a hurry. I think they've had an update since then, but it's like we did that last episode, and I'm like, okay, I've done everything I want to do. Now what? And that's kind of what happened with that one. So that's the reason we haven't really gone back to that one. It's just like, and there was not much left there for sure. Um, and I'm sorry to hear about you losing a friend, Ryan. I'm very very sorry to hear about that. I hope that yeah, the best thing you can do is just remember the good times. That's the best thing you can do for sure. And yeah, I'm glad that you enjoy the game that you can just because it is a game where you can really relax. You really really can. The RC store game, the remote the mini car game, I like it. It's basically hydroponics but with mini cars. It's a cool concept, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes when the real game comes out. It's going to probably be very similar to hydroponics, but I mean I like hydroponics too, so I'll definitely check that out when it comes out because I think they're both fun. Top sellers that was another one where it kind of felt like we kind of ran out of stuff to do. It's kind of like thin on things you can do, and it gets to be a bit repetitive. But it was kind of neat when we played it. Let's see, subbed yesterday when I saw all these other games you play. It was like, well, that's awesome. I appreciate that, and thank you so much for subscribing. I definitely appreciate it. Junk City Factory. Wow, that game was pretty high in the jank factor too. That one was really high in the jank factor. That was one of the few games that I bought and refunded because it was just really, really jank. That one's in the top 5 of the Jank Fest of 2024. It really is, for sure. Jasmine, aloha. How you doing? Oh, and Ryan, this is your first live, so that means a high five to you. It is great having you here. I hope you're enjoying it. Cafe Keeper. Oh my gosh. Cafe Keeper. It's a short game. The game will take you maybe 5, 6 hours to finish. But man, if you have not seen me do any of that, you should get it, if nothing else, than for the story. What what a crazy story that the developer put into that game. It was one of those that I played it and I didn't know what I was going to expect out of it. And oh man, oh man, oh man. What a game. Yeah, make sure you have the tissues ready for sure. Because that game is it's a very simple game. It's a top down. There's not a lot to it, but I don't think it's a lot of money. But yeah, it's really wow. The story in it was amazing. Cafe Keeper put you into therapy. Yeah, I was not expecting that story at all in that game. Not at all. Unbelievable story. Unbelievable. Laundry Store Simulator, I don't know if I've got much left to do in there. I feel like it's just kind of getting like the last few upgrades, but I feel like it's just kind of getting into the grindy part. I do need to check out the delivery service because I've not checked that out. So I do need to do that. Fast Food Simulator, Coffee Shop Simulator. That game was a bit jank, but it was kind of cool that the developer was in there and was watching everything. Coffee Shop Simulator is going to be famous for giving us the broken muffin collision, which will go down in our lingo forever. We will always remember broken muffin collisions because of Coffee Shop Simulator, forever and ever. There's a lot left in Laundry Store Simulator. I'll have to check that because I know I've got the. I know I've got. I mean, I know there's more stuff to unlock, but I feel like the only thing that I haven't like shown in terms of functionality is the delivery service. But I'll have to check that out. Broken muffin collision, man. When in doubt, broken muffin collision. You can blame if you're having a bad day, it's because of a broken muffin collision. That's always why. Cash Cleaner Simulator, that was one I took a shot on that one because I know that demo's been around for a while. I really loved it. That would be the one that someone told me that I suck at it to give it up. But I had fun. And then City Garden Harvest, which I'm looking forward to that one when it comes out too. Cool concept. I think it'll be a lot of fun. There was another one where the developer was in there and kind of took a look. That's been the part that's really been fun. Have I met the DJ in that game? I don't think so. There's a creepy side to Laundry Store Simulator. Oh yeah. Where after I pay off the bills, yeah, after I pay the loan, which I'm paying $1 at a time, and at some point I will pay that loan off. I do promise I will pay that loan off. I will. I'm just spending all my money on other stuff. But the thing I found kind of cool as time has gone on is that there are got copyright on Cash Cleaner. Oh, you got copyrighted on it? That's why I don't have the music on. I don't think I got copyrighted on it, but yeah, that's why I never play music in any games because you never know when you're going to get copyrighted on it. Center Station Simulator, that's why I never played the music in the game because the opening track in that was copyrighted. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Why would you do that? That's why I never have music on in any of my games, in case you wonder why that is, because you just never know when it's going to be copyrighted, and you just don't want to run the risk of it. But it's been cool as time goes on that I've had developers in the games more and more. Because again, would have never imagined anything like that at the very beginning. And as time has gone on, I've had more times where I've done a premiere and the developers in there and we're talking about the game, or after it's over they'll leave a comment, or they'll send me a message and things like that. And again, I'm flattered. I mean, shoot, at the end of Cafe Keeper, at the very end of it, the guy he put me in his thanks, which blew my mind. I won't spoil the ending. Hell, we're going to go all the way to the end here. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. But yeah, we're going to go
You
all the way
so
to
so
here.
much for watching.
And I can't believe that. I mean, he put me in the ending credits. It's like, wow, that was crazy. And just as the year has gone on, stuff like that has happened more and more, and just would have never thought of it. Yeah, he dedicated it to me, and I cannot, I could not believe it. It really blew my mind when that happened, because I had no expectation that such a thing was going to happen like that. Other games that we played, like first looks that we did, let's take a look through here real quick at some of the first looks that we did, and that was all we did of it. Oh shoot, got to start up here at the top and go down. Some of the first looks that we did, Minami Lane. That was a cute little cozy game about creating the perfect street. That was literally that, a short little game. I had a lot of fun with that one. Lightyear Frontier, another kind of uh, terrain builder kind of game. Um, Stardew Valley. I enjoyed playing that one, but it's again it's kind of slow, and that's one that if you're going to play it, you got to stream it like crazy. And I just as an episode, it's not really good to do as episodes, but I love the game. Real Estate Simulator, we played one of that. Chill Town, um, Chocolate Factory Simulator. This is another game I'm looking forward to when it comes out. It's been, I mean, we played it back in April, and it's finally coming out in January. It's been that long. I'm looking forward to that. Critter Cove, that was a Can's favorite. Um, let's see. Other ones that we played once. Odd Sparks. That one we played once. Manor Lords. I played that. Never really got a. That was one that I bought for like $30 and immediately refunded it because it just didn't do anything for me. Winkleja. That was a fun one that people had suggested, and I played that one once, and I had a fun time with it. Seaside Business Tycoon. That was the same people that made Parking Tycoon Business Simulator. Um, Kind of a neat concept of a game. Transport Fever 2. I wanted to give that one a whirl. Again, fun game, but I don't think I was going to go too much more with it on that one. Animal Trainer Simulator Prologue. That was a weird one where I think the horse got stuck at the end. Old Market Simulator. We did one of that, and I don't know. There was something about that game that it didn't resonate. I think it's just because it was hard to figure out what you needed to do, and it wasn't as fun as other games I've played. Galacticare, I tried that one once, and that was about all. That was a prologue for Ad Agency Simulator. Lots of games that we played once. Snow Plowing Simulator, that game's still going strong. For whatever reason, I wasn't as big of a fan of it. I don't know why, but just wasn't. Casino Tycoon, this was in the top 5 for jankiest games ever of 2024. Go Go Town, another cozy one. Sunset Motel, that one is also coming out early next year. Looking forward to that. Chocolate Factory Simulator Prologue, which was different than the demo from earlier in the year. Oh, yeah, here's the real janky one, the Tech Store Simulator Prologue. This is the jankiest of the jank in terms of prologues by a mile. Fields of Mystria, I think we did one live of that. And in Tycoon, another one in the same lane of Tavern Manager games, things along that line. Car Junkyard, we did one of that. And again, I like the original Gas Station Simulator, but the DLCs just haven't done it for me. And Global Farmer, that was another one that did a lot better than it probably had any right doing. It's another one that I think a bunch of people watched for 3 seconds. And was there really anything else? Underground Garage, I remember that one. Parking World, oh man, that was another one I refunded. Played one episode of it and immediately got my money back on that one. I Am Future, another one that's kind of a futuristic kind of game. Fuel Station Drive and Pumping, that one I think is just I don't know, that one is actually out and is kind of janky. Farm Renovator, looking forward to that one when it comes out. Stinger Beast, thank you so much, Team Silver. I appreciate everything that you do for the channel. I really, really do. Corner Kitchen Fast Food Simulator. That was. I hope they do some cleaning up of that one going forward. That could be interesting. Ship Graveyard Simulator 2. I'll probably play more of it. Don't know if I'll play it live, but I definitely enjoy that one. I'm glad I picked that one up. Grand Mall Simulator, where we can wear people as suits. Mini Racer Car Shop Simulator, and then that one that was a stream that failed. And that's where we are. 7,930. What a year. Was Farm Simulator the one with the spinning chickens? Farm Renovator was the one with the spinning chickens. I might do another episode of Ship Graveyard Sim. Maybe I'll do another one of those because I had fun with it. I really, really did. It was a good time. So yeah, it's like I said before. Back here in January of 2024, on January 22nd, Susie Lou is my very first subscriber. If you would have told me on January 22nd, 2024, that we would have had 7,930 subscribers by December 30th, 2024, I would have told you you're out of your mind. I absolutely would have told you you're nuts. I just would have never, ever, ever thought that such a thing was possible. Just, it never even came in as a concept. I mean, it was one of those things that I I wanted to do things that I loved, and this was an opportunity to do it. It was an opportunity to do it, and I never thought that it would have taken off like this. We're 70 away from 8,000. What is this life? What is this life? I mean, we've got. If I take a look here, yeah, from January 21st to now. I mean, these numbers are absurd, just absurd numbers. We've had 1.1 million views on YouTube. That's nuts. It's 440,000 watch hours. People, you guys have watched my stuff for 440, almost 442,000 hours. You've watched my content for 442,000 hours. What is wrong with you? I cannot believe that. 442,000 hours of watch time, of Rusty Champaign nonsense. It's amazing. 18 million impressions. Just it's crazy. I mean, I think that the one that has the most is Fast Food Simulator Prologue. Almost has 500,000 impressions by itself. Which, yeah, if you're a Markiplier, that's nothing. But for a Rusty Champaign, they're just bizarre numbers. Just absolutely bizarre numbers. You have too much time. Ah, so much time. It's it's been amazing. And to think that it started with something like
So
this.
that, there we go. So that, I'm just messing around with my headphones because I checked my last video and the sounds were still too loud.
4 years ago, and then took a long break, and then went to what we started with Factory Town Idol, and then turned into this. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, in terms of what I hope for next year, I'm very excited about the prospect that we'll get over 10,000 subscribers, or that we have the possibility of getting over 10,000 subscribers, which again is a number that blows my mind. To think that we could have 5 figures of subscribers is berserk and bonkers. And when that happens, we're going to finally hear Lady Fluffy Dragon and Worship Space, which will be wonderful when that happens. I cannot wait for that. And just, I don't want to say that I hope we get to 15,000 next year, because I mean, who knows? You never can tell. You never know what's going to happen. You have times where things go, they go real good, and then you have times where things slow down, and they don't grow nearly as much, and you have things where you get these little peaks and these little bumps, and then you have times where it's kind of steady eddy, and you never know. I mean, do I ever think about stopping doing it? No, never. I never crosses my mind to think about stopping. I'm having way too much fun. Absolutely way too much fun. I would never stop. I'll stop when I get to be too old and can't keep up with it anymore. But at this point, no, I don't ever think about stopping. we've had too much fun in 2024. And I can't wait to see what 2025 is going to bring. It's going to be it's going to be a great time. That much I know. I don't know what we'll be playing. I mean, I know it'll be sim related stuff, but like upcoming games, not really any idea. A lot of the time, I do this by the seat of my pants. I'm like, what do I feel like playing? Let's play this, and we'll do an episode, and that'll be that's a lot of kind of what we do here. Um, but yeah, it's been amazing. It has been one hell of a 2024. And Stinger, I know life is always busy, and I want to say this for everybody. I I always appreciate you being here, even if you're not able to be here all that often, because life has you busy. It's like I always say, real life always comes first. Real life is always the most important part. So if your real life is busy, and that means that you got to do stuff with your real life, absolutely do stuff with your real life. And I mean, we'll always be here. We always will. So I mean, I always appreciate anytime anyone comes by and watches. Like we got 50 people watching right now. I love that. That is awesome. With me just sitting here and my subscriber number up on my channel, just like that. It's great. It's been a wonderful thing, and I cannot wait to see what next year is going to bring. All I know is that it's going to be Matthew the computer voice.
Thank you for the entertainment, Rusty.
Thank you so much for the 4.99 big girl doing stuff. I really appreciate that very, very much. All I know is that next year is going to be one heck of a ride, and I cannot wait, and I hope you cannot wait either. Um, I want to say a very happy new year to all of you because this is the last time we'll all be here together live. Not sure if we'll do one on New Year's Day. If not, we'll definitely have our next live stream on Friday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10:30 or no, 4 p.m. Central Standard, 10 p.m. GMT. Shine On gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much for that, Shine On. I appreciate your generosity as well. And because of that, Life's Tough, Umesh Roka, Miss Sinful, Dark Shadow, and Victoria Keenan are members of or returning members to the Rusty Champagne Club because of your generosity as well. But yeah, yeah, we'll have our next live stream. I lost my train of thought. We'll have our next live stream for sure on Friday, 4 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. GMT, and we will have episodes in between now and then as well. My eternal gratitude, and I know I say this every episode, and it probably sounds like I'm just kind of saying it, but I mean it. I absolutely mean this. My eternal gratitude to the best wrench crew in the business of Lady Fluffy Dragon and Worship Space. I mean that with bottom of my heart. I mean that. I could not do this without you. And the fact that you're always here, even when you got other stuff that's going on, and you take the time to be here and hold the wrench and just keep the lurking zone full of stuff, keep the naughty corner full of stuff, keep everything going when I don't have the chance to look at everything on the screen. It means the world to me. I could not do it without you. I hope you know that. And I hope you know how much I appreciate it. Thank you for everything that you've done in 2024. And I hope that we will continue to have all the fun in 2025. And for all of you wonderful people that are always here watching, for all of your support, for all of your love, for all of your generosity, for all the laughs, for all the comments, for all the criticism, for all of the helpful tips. Thank you so, so much for all of it. I love all of you. I really, really do. And we're going to have one hell of a 2025. That much I know. That is going to be all for this one. Thank you so, so much for being a part of this wonderful experience. If you are catching this video later, and if you like this video, I'd appreciate if you gave it a like. If you really like this video, or if you are not yet a subscriber to Rusty Champagne, and if you've been having fun with all the things that we've done here in 2024, I would love it if you would consider giving the channel a subscribe, as we're going to have a lot more fun in 2025. But until we meet again, thanks as always for being a part of all this wonderful, beautiful, absolutely positively glorious silliness. I'm Rusty Champagne, and we will see you later. Bye.